What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Gamer27, and I'm back again with the Real Talk with the Real Gamer Show. And tonight we got some good topics to bring up on y'all tonight. We're going to talk some Nintendo, we're going to talk some Microsoft, and some Sony. We're going to talk some Nintendo first, since it's, a little bit more irrelevant, than what's been popping lately. And, of course, the talk of the town is the Sony's conference from yesterday. And with some people like it, a lot of people didn't like it. And we're going to talk about the goods, the bads, the pros and cons about this conference. We're going to say that for our next topic. But first topic, we'll talk about some Nintendo. So let's go ahead and get into our introductions, and let's start with you, Alex.
What's going on, everyone? ActiveSyn here, and we're back for another week of Real Talk with the Real Gamer. Yeah, we got a lot of shit to talk about. We talked about a lot of it yesterday, but I think we have a little more information today, so it should be interesting.
All right. All right, let's go with you, 100.
What's up, you guys? This is your boy 100, Intro Media Gaming. I'm back. I know I missed last week, but I got busy as hell, so I'm glad this week is a little bit easier. So thank you and appreciate you having me on the show.
It's all good, man. I'll go with you, Retro Bro.
What's up, YouTube? Retro Bro here, and we have some fire news for you. Hotter than Dylon.
Oh man, that's fine right there. All right. You gotta watch the Dave Chappelle show in order for you to get that. But I was gonna go with you, Sinister here.
Hey, what's up, man? Sinister here. Yeah, just sorry I missed your podcast last night. I'm active, but I'm just here today to discuss some, Sony news and Nintendo.
All right.
All right. All right. Let's go and get started. Let's go and get in. I know. Just wait, guys. I know y'all want us to talk about the PlayStation 4 Slim and the Microsoft on shade.
Big Mac.
We're gonna get to that. But first, we gotta talk to Nintendo. I like to talk about all three consoles. That's how we roll on this channel. So we're gonna talk to Nintendo first. Then we're gonna roll to the meat and potatoes of this podcast. But since after Sony had did their event yesterday, of course, we know a lot about the Scorpio during E3. Like I said a while ago, they didn't reveal the console, but we know a lot about the console. And yesterday, Sony revealed the PlayStation 4 Pro, and they revealed the specs, everything about it. And what's last, even though we knew about it first, is the NX, in which it's Nintendo's turn to come on stage and let us know what the hell this thing is.
Announce it first, show it last. Nintendo.
Yes, well, it doesn't make
ridiculous.
Sense. That's why a lot of people have been on Nintendo's ass these past few months, and it's just been weird, man. Especially being a Nintendo fan, it's been fucking weird, man. And I don't even know what to say right now because I'm gaming happily on my PlayStation 4 and my Xbox One. I'm busy, and I still have room for Nintendo. They gotta have room for me, They gotta come with it. They're not gonna come with it, and I just won't support them, man. And coming out with a console basically 6 months after the reveal of it. It might be 5 months. What if they don't reveal it this month? They might reveal it.
It might even be 2 weeks after they announce it.
Yeah, I'm so glad. Real talk, I'm so glad we're talking about Nintendo today because when I came from school from the game room, I learned some new stuff about Nintendo I didn't know that proves that their gaming is currently dry. Like, this is going to blow your minds when I tell you about this.
All right.
Let's hear this.
Yeah, man. So, all of us, we're Nintendo fans there, probably except you, Jay. You despise Nintendo. So every time I call upon you talk about Nintendo, you probably your segment lasts maybe less than 30 seconds, so you don't give a fuck.
Hey, hold on. I find that new Nintendo app, man. I actually want to get an Android phone or an iOS phone just to actually play that in the game, man. When I saw the gameplay of that, that took me back to childhood. That took me back to 1985.
Hey, just to let you know, Jay, Mario Runner is going to be like Temple Run. It's not going to be like Pokemon Go where you jump in real life. You should not be hurdling any obstacles and mountains.
All right, before we go and get down to a first person and talk to Nintendo, JDauntless, do your intro before we get started.
What's up, everybody? This is JDauntless here. Late as always, but that means I'm on time.
Just like that, man. At least you're showing your blackness today, Mr. JDauntless. But anyway, But anyway, yeah, but Nintendo, like, we want to know what this console got because, apparently, a lot of us are still Nintendo fans in this podcast. I still I still like Nintendo. I still like their games, but they really got to come with it, especially with Microsoft and Sony coming with their 4K systems, whatever you want to call it, upscale, native, whatever you want to call them. But they are still coming with it with power, and Nintendo proved to us that they don't care about power anymore. They basically want to go on the other side and let Sony and Microsoft fight it out. But I don't even care no more. Like, just give us a beautiful looking, beautiful console, beautiful games, whatever. If it matches Xbox One, well, the rumor says it could be a little lower than Xbox One. I don't care, man. As long as the games can support Unreal Engine 4, then that's good enough. Good enough for me. If we could get third-party games, first-party games, well, if it's multiplex, it's beating dead horse. I'm not buying multiplex anymore. I got burned. I'm not doing it. But they got third-party exclusives, then I would support it. But I mainly buy, I used to mainly buy, Nintendo system for everything. But after this generation, I'm completely done with multiplex. But like I said, they got like another Bayonetta, a game, Bayonetta 3 exclusive for the NX. I'm there day one. If they could do the same thing that they did with the Nintendo 64, get a lot of exclusives for that system, a lot of third-party exclusives, I will support them. And but the main key about this is their first-party games. They was very lackluster with the first-party games this generation. They completely ignored the Metroid fan base. They completely ignored, I won't say completely ignored the Animal Crossing. They got the Animal Crossing game, but it was the Animal Crossing game that they wanted.
That was worse than being ignored.
Yeah, same with Kirby. The Kirby fans got a Kirby game, but it's not
that Kirby Rainbow Curse is like just the worst thing ever. They should have just not given the Wii U a Kirby game.
The fans got what they didn't want to get. That's basically how the Wii U fans feel. That's how a lot of us fans feel. But with this NX, they need to say something within a week or within a few days from now. Like, it doesn't make sense. They said they clarified. I don't know how many times that this console is coming out in March. March is around the corner. We almost in the holiday season right now. So Nintendo, they need to say something like yesterday. So let's go ahead and get with you, Alex. What's your feedback with Nintendo? What's going on? When do you think they're going to come out and give us some information about the NX? No, fuck the information. When are they going to reveal the damn thing? What do you think?
I would have liked them to reveal it today, but they didn't do that. Because Miyamoto he's in America because he was on Apple's stage revealing Mario Run for iOS. So I thought, hey, this is a good opportunity. Sony's gonna do their presentation today. Why not do yours tomorrow? But no, that didn't happen. Maybe they learned a couple things from Apple, and I honestly think if we don't see the NX revealed this month, that we're gonna see it in March, like 2 weeks before it actually comes out. Like, that's what I think. Like, if they don't show it this month, that they're actually only going to show it in March. Because I think they're so paranoid about their shit getting copied. I don't know why. Because the Xbox Scorpio and the Pro, we already know everything about it.
The PS4 Pro and the Scorpio is said and done. What they got to worry about?
I don't know. It's what they do, man. And as far as like NX rumors go, I don't care. I still support Francis. I like all his videos and shit just because like Francis is a good dude. I like supporting him, but I don't give a fuck at the rumors. Like, I just don't care. And if the NX is not as powerful as the Xbox One, I fully expect the NX to be weaker than the PS4 and Xbox One simply because of what Reggie said. And like, he simply said we're not concerned with power, we're more concerned about getting that large audience, something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but yeah, I expect it to be just a weird little box. As long as it gets a lot of Nintendo games, I'm happy. Like, real, I'm not buying third-party games on that console. No fucking way. Multi-plats. But yeah, I'll get third-party exclusives because there's like more rumors that they're getting a couple of exclusive games from Ubisoft. So if those are good, I'll get those. But multi-plats, fuck that noise. Never again. Never again. Not after the Wii U. I got so burned. The other Nintendo fans, they didn't show up, and all the third-party multiplayer sold like shit. Didn't get any DLC. The online died immediately. Not going through that again. That was a fucking waste of money. So I'll get the exclusive games. I'm personally, I just want this thing for Nintendo games now because I can't trust Nintendo to do the whole package. I can't do it. So I'll get them for their games, and then I got Microsoft for everything else. So like Nintendo, honestly, like they used to be my favorite, but now they're like second. It's just whatever. That's what they want to be. They are perfectly happy with being second place. I don't have a problem with that as long as they push out enough content from themselves. Yeah.
Crap! I just noticed Nick's not here. We don't have anyone to balance out the Nintendo hate.
There's no hate here. I think the NX is going to be good, and I think the games are going to be good. It's just like
I don't think he's not
to be
well.
anymore. I'll be Nick. Don't worry. Hey guys, I'm sorry I didn't talk earlier, but I'm here now. Nintendo's #1. I think you all saw that Sony event. Ha 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 ha! They got you. They're gonna buy another console. Scorpio's dog shit. It's all about the NX. Nah. There you go.
You're gonna have to stay Nick all night. 2 watchers just came the minute you became Nick.
Being Nick is fun.
To answer your question, Ira Ildrich, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I did ignore Star Fox. Yes, Miyamoto, he completely fucked up the Star Fox.
Star Fox.
Yeah, he killed Star Fox. I didn't mention that too. Yeah, Nintendo did a lot of shit to piss us off. The core Nintendo fans.
Miyamoto, he took Star Fox's neck, put him into the ground, and with his other hand, he took a laser and shot him in the face. Like that franchise is dead.
Yeah, he killed it, man. He killed it. Yes, I forgot to mention that. All right, are you still going out? So that's all you got.
Think that's it. Like we'll see with the NX. I don't like that everybody knows about that long list of rumors that Emily Rogers talked about. Like maybe this thing is a hybrid. I think that would be cool. Maybe it's a simple home console because Reggie called it a home console. So we don't know. We don't know anything about this thing because Nintendo won't fucking talk about it, even though it's been over a year. So at this point, I'm focusing on the guys who actually give us games right now.
All right, Jay. Go ahead and give us your 30-second Nintendo segment.
I think that, man, I actually believe that Nintendo's going to bring it home. I mean, I don't know what's up with that share button. That has me a little worried because you know how Nintendo is.
What's wrong with the share button? That's what we've been wanting.
The second you press share, they start monetizing.
That's it. That's what worries me, man. And I think that will cause a whole another different controversy because now, because YouTube gaming is blowing up really big, a lot of YouTubers get hit with copyright strikes. I don't know if you guys know, but when I streamed the Metal Gear Solid 5, I got hit with every copyright. Every time I stream, I got hit with copyright strikes, and I fought them all and I won them all. Because it's fair use. I mean, and also I'm featuring my fucking self just playing a game. So I went all my copyright strikes with that shit. So with Nintendo, man, that's a whole nother ball
now
game.
Nintendo they smart. They're going to give you a 5-page user agreement that you're not going to want to read through because you're going to run a rush and play a game. And then they're going to be like, gotcha.
I think that Nintendo is opening up and waking up. I think that they're the first mobile company that they actually decided to really trust Apple. I think
a smart move.
I think that was a brilliant fucking move, man. I mean, why would you trust Windows, man? I mean, why would you trust Microsoft on that level? Yes. So they could say, you know, we're gonna trust somebody outside the box. So that's why it was a huge fucking shocker when they made that announcement, man. With Mario coming to that, oh my god, I want to.
And you know that was a Kimishima move because that would have never happened before.
They said that it's gonna be balanced out, like not like Dead Sex, but it's gonna be balanced out where you're not even gonna need to spend microtransactions or anything.
That's awesome.
You don't want to do that, especially with your first mobile game. You know what I'm saying? You want to make it.
They want to set the standard.
Man, I think Nintendo can. I think they're gonna bring it. I've been watching Obi-Wan like crazy, man. If the third-party developers really be on there, then
don't even think that's gonna happen, man. Like,
I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie. He has been hyped. Like he's probably gonna put out a new album in another 2 weeks.
It's not gonna happen. Like that Obi-Wan is cool and all, but like, come on. He knows it's not happening. We know it's not happening. Come on.
I think that they will surprise us when they decide to do their presentation. Now, like, I don't know if like they'll decide to do their actual presentation like at the Tokyo Game Show. You guys know I'm hyped up for that. Soul Calibur. Yeah. But if
when is that? Like next week or something?
Fuck, on the 15th, I believe, man. I'm dead. I'm so ready for this shit. But
hold on, let me check the date. Make sure I'm not in class that day.
15th would be next week then.
But yeah, I think that Nintendo is going to bring it home. I think that Nintendo is going to deliver on a console that just win us over. Now, as when it comes to when we get this console, what will be the legal terms for this, that, and the third, I don't know. But if they bring it back home, because they burned a lot of bridges when it comes to third-party support, I think that they can win everybody back. I mean, they got Ubisoft on their team, dog. I mean, shit. That'd be insane if they get Bethesda. But
They've never had Bethesda.
yeah, but you know the fact that they have Ubisoft, which it was Bethesda, then Ubisoft. But Ubisoft always been around, you know. They just never.
Ubisoft always supports Nintendo. They were the last third-party developer to leave the Wii U. They were the one that stuck around the longest.
Yeah, and now they're back.
Yep.
Now they're back. In a brand new interview I saw that they actually say, you know what?
They're back. They already announced Just Dance, so we have our precious dance game. And, we don't get Watch Dogs 2. We don't get
Hey, give it. Hey,
Ghost
hold
Recon.
on. Now.
We don't get For Honor. So you get Just Dance though. That's exciting.
I think they want to test the water before they support it. Well, maybe Ubisoft got some games ready, but like EA and other companies, they gotta wait.
EA pretty much said if it sells, we'll be there. If it doesn't, fuck off.
Yeah, but I think that the reason why I'm so skeptical and the reason why I think that Nintendo actually got the chance this time is because if the rumors are true about this being a hybrid, and you know that the handhelds sells really well, that would do very well not only with the handheld gamers but with the console gamers because they get to actually experience, you know, a lot of games that was on the 3DS onto their home console, but in HD. So that's the part that I
have to be beast mode. Because say if they really come out with this crazy ass controller, right, that can, I don't know, Blu-ray or just hook up to your TV. You can unhook it and you can just play it in your bed or play it on the go. That is like the dream right there, dog. You know, that is dream, man. That is.
And then here's the other thing too that makes it so good. This time they're not forcing like the gamepad looking thing like they did with the Wii U. And the thing is, a lot of casual gamers will buy it. So they're going to make additional revenue off of them hands down. Like everyone in Japan will buy that new attachment so they can play on the go. And there's a lot of people here that game casually, and when they find out they don't get that attachment for free, they will buy it.
In fact, the NX works perfectly for you, Retro Bro, since you're always on the go, right?
Yeah.
It really does.
So you should be excited if the hybrid part is true.
I am. I've been excited, especially since they're porting like Pokemon Sun and Moon and a couple other 3DS games. I'm good to go. I can play a little bit while watching a little YouTube, take a break, study in between, especially during the school year, because my schedule's a nightmare right now. I have legal, statistics, and I have accounting all on the same day of class.
No life. Anyways, listen, my final thoughts is all going to be, I mean, I hope that when Nintendo, you know, they may do their own presentation. If they want to do the Tokyo Game Show, hell, pay homage to your own, you know, culture. That's cool and all, man. But when you do decide to announce this thing, just do better than the presentation that I saw yesterday. Actually,
man, that was a snore fest.
Is that a topic that we're going to talk about too?
We're going to get to that. We're going to get to
Okay,
that.
I'm going to hold my breath for that one there.
Like,
Do
do you guys want them to do a direct for the NX, or do you want them to do it live? Because like, after what I saw yesterday, I'm completely okay with them doing a direct, because that shit was fucking boring.
Here's the thing. I would like them to do it live because they would go out to a wider audience. But we know it's going to be a direct because that's Nintendo style.
Yeah, but you're not going to be up when Tokyo Game Show start.
That's also true.
You're right.
I will set my alarm clock to see. I really want to see this thing, man. I really hope that they market it right. I think that Nintendo can do it. You know, I think that they can sell it. I think that once we finally hear what we hear, we will know, just like we know now about the PlayStation Pro, we'll know about the Nintendo NX. And maybe they have a different fucking name too. But but
I don't want it to be another name. I still have a prediction that the name is going to be Nintendo Me. I don't want that.
That was a dick move with Sony, but I hope that Nintendo just, you know, just they got all this, they got all the numbers, they got all the analysts, they know what to do. Just bring it home. That's my final thoughts.
All right, so you got on that?
Yep.
All right, what about you, honey? What's your thoughts about what your predictions when the NX is gonna come out, or you didn't even give a fuck?
Man, I'm just waiting. I'll sit back. I'll look at articles. You know, I'll listen to Sam talking about it. Like I say, it got to be some type of good ass gimmick, and it got to be set at the right price. So you know you got these two other big boys. You're gonna have to make it where somebody's not mad. I say if you sell a bad boy for $249, they back in the ball game.
Okay.
You go 3, I don't know, because people sitting there like I don't have this. And then, like I said, you still got this damn game, quote unquote game pad. It do 720p. It do 1080p. My damn tablet can do 1080p.
True.
So why get your ass? Why your ass can't get up and give me a handheld that's got 1080p? There's nothing wrong with that. Then you'll have more. To me, it'd be more support. You'll have more support from a third party because they don't have to sit there and dumb down the game.
Right.
You know what I think the other
game,
problem is
if they can take that game on the go and it looks just as good as it looks on your TV, and you can take that shit on the go, it's a winner. But
you know what I
if the
think the
game
other
gets
problem
done
is
down,
too? Like I just thought about this, but there's a lot of JRPGs on the 3DS, and a lot of animes don't have very high quality visuals, so that could be another problem. Because a lot of animes, like even if you go to sites and pay premium to watch the shows, don't go higher than 480. With them having as many JRPGs they probably feel it's better to just go across the board. I honestly just thought about that.
it did make the damn thing backwards compatible. You make it backwards compatible, even go all the way down to the Wii, you'll win over people. Because at least unless you don't have a whole lot of third parties, you had games like Bayonetta 2. Oh, I can play it on this now. I can take Bayonetta on the go. You know,
I'm pretty sure the NX is not going to be backwards compatible though, because they made a big deal about saying you got to get a Wii U before we run out, like, because they're not going to restock.
Plus, they started Virtual Console recently, so they're really trying to collect money off of that.
Yeah.
Even though Virtual Console,
I'm pretty sure we're going to see a lot of remastered Wii U games on the NX.
Sucks on there.
I wish they would fix their fucking Virtual Console. The pricing is ridiculous. Like $8 for a Super Nintendo game is way too high.
I'd be happy.
Exactly.
They don't have a lot of N64 games available.
Yeah, there's not many N64 games. There's like, I think there's no GameCube games, and there's a couple
tons
Wii
of
games.
Wii games, but I don't like any of the Wii games.
The Wii games for $20 is not bad. I think that's a decent price. But $8 for a Super Nintendo game, $6 or $5 for an NES game, get the fuck out of here! Come on. It should be like $2.
Exactly.
Yeah, man, they might as well stick guns at you just $5 for this and you want to play this or something.
That's crazy. You can get new games on PC, like indie games, for like $5. Like, come on.
Are you still going on?
You can get 360 games. Yeah, you can get 360 games for $5.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can get 360 games for that price.
And good quality ones at that.
Soul Calibur 5 is $3.75.
And that game is still fire too.
All right, is that all you got on that?
Yeah, that's all I got.
All right, what about you, Retro Bro?
All right, so here's my thing with Nintendo, and I'm playing a little devil advocates here so we can get the pros and cons. Okay, so first off, I think it's awesome because I'm all about handheld gaming, and I feel that since a lot of more casual gamers are coming into the gaming scene now, being able to play on the go and not be like stuck to a console or even to a PC where you got to put your full dedication into gaming is really what the crowd wants now. They want to play a little, hang out with their friends, and do whatever else they got to do with their day. So with them doing more with like cell phone games and stuff like that, and even pumping up the 3DS more, which is their bread and butter right now, I think that's a perfectly acceptable idea considering Nintendo's in a rough patch right now. I mean, if things get better for them and they decide to do more for the consoles, that's okay. But they're hurting right now, and I think this is the best move for them. And it's still outside their comfort zone because I think we can all agree if we went back to 2-3 years ago and said Nintendo is willing to do third-party stuff, we would all laugh at ourselves. So they're showing small improvements. Now, on the other hand, here's where I generally see the problem. Now, for those of you that's been to Alex podcast and then the Sin last night, you've probably already heard this. But for those of you that just came here tonight, this will be your first time hearing this. I feel that the big issue here, though, is still that if you get a Nintendo NX, we really don't know what games we're getting right now for the most part. Like, we know a few of the games, but it's really not a large list of titles. And everything we've heard so far, for the most part, will keep it from being dry like the Wii U, but it's only because they're porting games. So it's almost like they're doing the same thing the PS4 did. And I don't know how happy we should be about that, in all honesty. Because I want to get an NX, but if it has all the same games that's already on 3DS, considering I still have a 3DS, what's really the point of me personally buying that as a consumer?
Yeah,
And
I
that's
think a lot of the reasoning is a lot of these Wii U titles were only able to reach an install base of 13 million. So you might as well put them on the NX. So these people, the 50 fucking million people on the 3DS who didn't get a Wii U, they at least can experience these games for the first time. So for 50 million people potentially that have not touched this game, that's a lot of people to pull from. So I think that's why it makes a little more sense. But if you're a Wii U owner and all you get is a bunch of Wii U remasters when you first buy your NX, that's gonna suck.
That's
I sort of agree. Well, and disagree at the same time because the past couple of years has been very dry. So Nintendo, they have to be working on other games that we don't know about. You know how secretive that they are. So I believe that they have other games ready for launch. Not only with launch, throughout the 2017 year. And if they have more Wii U ports than NX ports, then that tells you that it wasn't ready. And they basically came out and said that reason why we failed, we had a failure of a launch because we had no launch titles ready, and they trying to avoid that same mistake. So I really believe
that a bunch of old ass third-party games and then a Mario, like a shitty 2D Mario game.
If they got more ported games coming to the NX the first year, more than new games, then that's going to be a huge problem. I don't mind remasters, but I want more new games to remaster. They can fill them out, within the year, until the next year. But I want more new games than remaster. That's all I got. Go ahead, Retro.
On the other side of the spectrum, I will say that though I don't want so many ports on console, I wouldn't mind a lot of ports going to cell phones. Like, you know what I mean? Like, picture this. You could do Hyrule Warriors on a cell phone and reinvent the game so it still feels like fresh content. Like, instead of having it on console, instead of having it on 3DS, you could make Hyrule Warriors where you would actually do motion controls on your cell phone. So it'd almost be like Fruit Ninja. I mean, it's already hack and slash, and I don't know how many of you guys in the chat play hack and slash games, but if you do, you already know that hack and slash games already have CPU that act like complete dummies, even when you're on hard. Like, there's a really long interval before they decide to attack. So you could easily do motion control hack and slash, almost like Fruit Ninja, with just the enemies and Link and all that good stuff. And it'd be an entertaining mobile game.
We'll probably get a Fruit Ninja with Link, something like that. Or Fire Emblem. Because we got Mario. Obviously they can't put a Zelda-style game onto a phone. That just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it would have to be something like casual and quick.
Yeah, it'd have to be a smaller game. Oh, you remember that one they had on the Wii, like Link's crossbow training or some shit? They could put that onto the phone.
Yeah, they absolutely could. It'd be a nice little mini game.
Okay. All right, is that all you got on that, Retro, bro?
Yeah.
All right, what about you, Sensitar here? What's your predictions when they're going to showcase this NX?
I mean, if they market it right, I say Nintendo got to win here. But, man, just to agree with some of the other points some of y'all made, like, like 100 when you mentioned backwards compatible. I mean, that would be a big plus, just especially, bringing in those the hardcore gamers back. Another thing is, like, if they're not going to go with that, I mean, say if they don't go with the NX name and probably have something else, just I hope it's just not Wii nothing. Just have like a better marketing, and so that was just to get rid of the stain of Wii U and stuff like that. I mean, I could say they pull it out. I mean, they're making small moves here and there, but I mean, just like I think like you said, like March will be here before you know it, and it's like, come on, you got to show us something. I mean, just little by little, but pretty much. I mean, you guys covered on everything else, but that's all I got on that.
All right, so basically we done covered Nintendo, and anybody else have anything, final thoughts about the Nintendo NX before we jump into the main topic?
Man, fuck this thing.
Yeah.
Until they talk about it, fuck them.
I guess before we get into the PlayStation Pro, PS4 Pro, we're gonna talk about the Slim first. Of course, the Slim, you know, it looks hideous and everything. Of course, the Pro don't look any better. Looks like a black double, fucking Big Mac. That's what it looks like.
I think we gotta look into this because I think Sony must have like fired their console designer and hired somebody new. They must have got some fucking intern that used to be like their janitor or something, and they're like, "Hey, can you design this console and we'll put your name on it?" Because like, how can you go from such an attractive looking console like the standard PS4 down to the Slim and the Neo? Like, how? It could not have been designed by the same person.
I feel like they went to their accountant and he did all the budgeting, and they were like, "Okay, here's the way we can sell this console and not lose any more money."
Right?
Yeah, that's basically what I'm getting at. Yeah, the way this console looks. You know what? I've been saying is like, yeah, I would like to have a nice looking console, but it's what matters what's under the hood. And basically, it does not impress me.
I'll tell you what's under the hood. One less optical port.
Yeah, they didn't change it. They actually took stuff out to make the console a little bit less relevant compared to the standard PlayStation 4, in which looks a lot better. It has more. It has a optical port in there, and it just doesn't make sense on why they phased out the beautifully looking PlayStation 4 and putting in this ugly looking ass Slim. It doesn't make sense. And on top of that, you got the Slim coming out first, and like a few weeks later, you got the PlayStation Pros coming out. So I believe Sony is basically shooting themselves in the foot. And I am also
killed off the Slim in their own conference.
Yeah, I'm also starting to realize that they're starting to get bashed in the media for the first time. People is actually starting to call out Sony.
It's their first massive fuck up this whole generation.
Yeah, it's more. It's starting to be as fucked up as Microsoft's 2012 E3 whatever whenever they try to.
They're not getting hit that bad, but it's the first time they're getting any sort of negative feedback.
You know, right now it's not looking too good for the Sony camp, and for Sony fanboys, I know y'all still going to have Yoshida's dick in your mouth, and you still gonna praise him. Y'all have to realize Sony's fucked up on this one. You know,
it's messed up. Real said they ring popping it.
As far as the PlayStation Pro goes, though, we'll get to that because I'm a defendant in a way. I'm a defendant. I know some of y'all are against it, but I'm gonna play the devil's advocate as well myself. But as far as the PlayStation Slim, PS4 Slim, okay, I'm trying to realize who is the PS4 Slim competing against because obviously the Xbox One S is going to compete against the PlayStation Pro, to be honest. And
the Xbox One S it's bitch slapping the Slim and it's going toe to toe with the Pro.
Yeah. So basically, like this was basically a waste of resources, a waste of money. What Sony is doing, I'm still trying to figure out why did they do this move. You got 2 consoles or 3 consoles if you want to include the VR coming out within a few weeks apart from each other. It does not make sense at all. So, I want to, I've been hearing some backlash about Sony, but I want a shitstorm. I want everybody shitting on Sony on how they did with Microsoft back in 2012. I want everybody to shit on them, but I'm not seeing enough. I've seen some people shitting on them, but I swear to God, if Microsoft would have did the same shit, then it would have been an apocalypse. I'm just being honest. But as far as the Slim goes, like, it wasn't even called for, man. What do you think about this Slim, Alex? Was it even called for to even have this? Like, what is the point of having this? But, well, actually, I think I know maybe to cut costs, but what do you think?
The only reason this thing even exists is because it's cheaper for Sony to manufacture and they can get the price down to $300 instead of $350. Because if they sold the standard PS4 for $300, they'd be taking a loss, and they're not going to do that. But unfortunately, you get a console that's ugly. You get a console that misses an optical port. So if you have a sound system that uses optical, well, too bad. Either get the Pro or try to find an old PS4. That's pretty much the only reason. If you already have a PS4, there's no point to upgrade to the Slim. I don't see why anyone would do that, unless, of course, you're Colin Moriarty. But other than that, I don't see anybody doing it. You might as well upgrade to the Pro. But Sony kind of killed off the Slim in their own presentation when they announced the price of the Pro, because that gap is only $100. So you if you're looking for a PlayStation right now, just save the extra $100 and get the Pro, because like the Slim is pointless. It really is. That was a huge mistake for them. If they had made it $249, maybe, because then at least it's like $50 cheaper than the 1S. But for both consoles are $300, you can get a 1S and you'll get the 4K upscaling, you get a 4K Blu-ray player, and you get 4K streaming too. That's just a better value. So I don't know what they were thinking with that price point. I don't know. They should have made it $250, because it doesn't do nearly as much as the Xbox One S. That's crazy. I don't know. That was a big mistake by Sony.
I think it's good. I won't say it's gonna be a flop, but I'm really starting to think.
Yeah, it'll still sell well. Of course it will. It's PlayStation 4 sells a lot, and this is a cheaper PlayStation 4. Yeah.
I think with this, it's going to open up a lot of doors for new customers to come to the Xbox side. That's what I'm thinking, because whenever a casual gamer, what they want to know what platform is the best to game on, and also offers CD drive, whatever. Of course, if they go to a Best Buy or a Fry's or whatever electronics store, they're going to tell you which console. Well, it depends if they're a fanboy or not. But if they want to be real with you, they could be like, you know what? Even though I'm a PlayStation fan, but you want a gaming console, plus you want a Ultra 4K Blu-ray player at the same time. You want all those features, then the Xbox One S is definitely for you, and it's at a cheaper price than the PlayStation 4 Slim. Well, I won't say cheaper price. Well, actually, they're the same price, in which it doesn't even make sense. So you get more value for the PlayStation.
The Xbox One S is much more value than the PlayStation Slim.
And plus, you get to upscale your games to 4K, in which the PS4 Slim does not. If you want to upscale, you got to get the Pro. So that's basically what I'm saying. Like, I believe Sony did shot themselves in the foot, and it should be a shit storming around Sony's headquarters right now. I just don't see enough of it.
Yeah, we talked about this yesterday, and there's a lot of other people talking about this too. Like, it really seems like Sony was caught off guard by Microsoft's Xbox One S. More off guard than they were by the Scorpio, because nobody expected Microsoft to take their standard Xbox One, make it. We all knew it was going to get smaller, but nobody expected them to put a 4K upscaler and a fucking 4K Blu-ray player in there. Nobody expected that, because that is what was supposed to be in the premium product, like the Neo or the Pro, and that was supposed to be what's in the Scorpio. But now Microsoft went ahead and put it on their base console, and I think that that totally fucked Sony. Like, it really did.
Yep, it did. And if you hadn't heard, Microsoft won again this month as far as sales.
Yeah, of course they did. They released a new console.
But it's not about that. I think for the rest of the year, it's going to say you got to remember, before they released this, they won last month because of the droppage of the original Xbox.
They had a really good deal. I think November will be interesting, because that's when the Pro launches. But next month is October, so Gears of War is there. So Xbox should win. Like, I would be kind of shocked if Xbox sells less than PlayStation.
I expect Microsoft to win the rest of the year, especially the holiday.
I don't know about November, man, because they're gonna launch the Pro in November. So I don't.
Yeah. You're right. You're right about that. But I'm gonna probably give Sony 1 month. 1 month. But Sony only got one exclusive coming out. That's Last Guardian.
Yeah, and that's in October, I think.
But you got Gears, Forza, you got Recore.
We got Recore on Tuesday. We got Gears in October, Forza October. So some good stuff coming out. They had a really shitty first half of the year. All they had was Quantum Break. that was it.
Help. Not only they got a good value as far as consoles, not only with the Xbox One S, but if you want the standard one, it's really cheap. You get a lot of games. So yeah. I really, honestly, I still, even though a lot of people going to expect Sony to win the month that they released the PlayStation 4 Pro, but if you go on the Xbox side, man, if you want value, man, you don't own a gaming console, you want value. It's kind of hard to turn down the standard Xbox One and the Xbox One S, man. It got so much value, man. So that's why I'm saying it's gonna be a dogfight.
You get a lot of stuff if you buy the standard Xbox One right now. You get a lot of games with it, and it's cheaper.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I expect Microsoft to win the rest of this year. Maybe 1 month they might lose on the launch of that PlayStation 4 Pro.
Not like it actually matters, because when Microsoft wins a month, if I look in my bank, I didn't make money, so I don't really care.
No, I'm just basically saying that the turnaround that Microsoft has actually did, you know, they kind of doing a 180 on how
see that
Sony
people are finally responding that after all the deals Microsoft's giving, because they've been doing a lot more for consumers than Sony for a while now.
They have, but you know, to this new gaming community, like the younger guys, they're all about power. And now that they see the PS4 has a weaker power level,
that's the annoying part. It's like the only reason people are responding to Microsoft now is because they announced the Scorpio, and everybody knows the Scorpio is gonna stomp on the Pro, and it's just like, oh hey, let's go be Microsoft guys again. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Well, it's like this.
Crazy. You should have been with them earlier. They were giving better deals. They have better online. Like, I don't even know, man. But now the Scorpio is coming a year away. Hey, Xbox is the best again.
I feel like if this was an anime, they'd be like, you mean to tell me Xbox has a higher power than PS4 now? Let's ride with this nigga Vegeta.
Are you still going, Alex?
I guess I'm okay. Yeah.
All right. What about you, Jay?
Man, I got very little to say about it. The PlayStation Slim. I'm gonna wait till we talk about the PlayStation Pro because they coincide together.
All right. What about you? What about you, Hunter?
About that old red basket of a box, that old worthless piece of shit. That's what it is. Yeah, man, that damn thing is, man, it's a waste of money. You could have put your R&D in it through a goddamn Blu-ray drive in the Pro, or Ultra Blu-ray drive in the Pro. You have to, you wasted hours and shit for what? And it's not going to sell. You already sold 40 million. You think 40 million? You're going to sell 40 million other consoles? No, you're not. I don't think you're going to see. I think Sony didn't peaked already. Now I just saw on Twitter Sony got the biggest on Amazon. They number one on pre-sales, but that don't mean they gonna sell them because you can hit cancel. You ain't got to pay for them right now, so Sony ain't got that money in the bank. It ain't been sold. So it's still
gonna sell well because like it's a cheaper PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4 is the
diehard's gonna sell it, buy it. The diehard PlayStation Nation gonna buy it because you got to forget you got to throw the VR into the game, and they should have showed VR. Yesterday they said
I'm really surprised they didn't show VR at all.
And then I asked somebody who was like, well, we was on Xbox Live talking about it last night. They was like, well, you cannot really show VR. I said, my man Alex just showed him doing VR in this video, and they had a big ass camera. I can see what he see.
Yeah, Microsoft. I was at the Microsoft store and they had the HTC Vive set up, and what I was seeing in the VR headset, they had it displayed on this 100-inch TV behind me, and you could see what I was seeing.
You know what? Let me say something right quick, Mr. 100. So they didn't say anything about the VR, right? Now we all know that they're coming out with the PlayStation VR, and when they come out with it, I remember I made the video on it. They showed us when they showed us the bundle, they showed the old camera. Do you also know they have a new camera coming out with better resolution, but they haven't clarified if they're going to be featuring the new camera with the VR bundle, which most likely they won't be featuring the new camera with the better resolution with the VR bundle. So that's something else.
Buy the camera separately with their VR, and you got to buy those little what are they called? The PlayStation Move controller separately.
They created a brand new camera for your PlayStation experience with better resolution.
Right.
Look it up, and they haven't said that they're going to put that in a new bundle with the PlayStation VR. So when they come out with the PlayStation Bundle VR, and it doesn't feature that new camera that has better resolution, that's going to be entirely bullshit because like from what I'm hearing, the VR headset needs that extra resolution in order to catch all the features. To catch you,
I thought the camera's just there to track your motion.
With better resolution and it can catch better lighting, better shadow images. So all of those specs are important with the VR. So I just thought I would point that out.
Oh, okay, is that all you got on there?
Yeah.
All right, what about hold on, did I get you 100?
Yeah, we can go. We can move on. We don't have to stick on it.
All right, what about you, Retro Bro?
Okay, so here's my thing. I know for a fact the PS4 Pro is going to sell, as aggravating as that is, and here's why. Okay, everyone in this chat is hardcore gamers. So let's take ourselves outside of our own shoes and think like a casual gamer for a second. If we were a casual gamer that spent more time outside living life than playing games, we don't watch any interviews, barely see gaming commercials, and we felt Sony was just a trusted company because they have a variety of games we like, then, and you were hurting on money and you wanted a PS4, then after seeing the PS4 Slim and then finding out the PS4 Pro is a little bit more and they said it's more powerful, keep in mind you're casual, so you have no idea what any of the specs mumbo jumbo is. What would you buy?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because like when you see
That's
the
a good one.
4K, when you see the 4K buzzword, that interests people. I think like casual people don't care about spending money though.
They don't understand specs, so they're gonna buy it.
I
The
think most
Slim-
people
I
have
don't
hardcore
know.
gamers will
I think if you have
research it.
them, I think if you have them on the store shelf side by side, and one box says you can watch your Netflix in 4K and one doesn't say that, I
That's
think
enough to
casual
sell
dudes
it.
will buy the 4K
Exactly,
one.
that's enough to sell it. I have
Yeah.
friends right now that have, like in the neighborhood, that have a bunch of other friends that live other places throughout the United States, and most of the time he's on his PS3. All like he has 100-something people on his friends list, and 30 of them are always on Netflix.
Yeah, a lot of people watch Netflix on their console.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you have both on the shelf, like both PlayStations right beside each other, I think a casual person will pick the one that says you can watch your 4K Netflix, and they don't care if it's $100 more. These guys line up for like 7 days in advance to buy the new iPad.
And no one's going to investigate if it says it's better to see if it's true. They're just going to have faith in the company and assume that it's true.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, but like, if you have Xbox One S beside a PS4 Slim, and they're both $300, and the Xbox One S says it does 4K movies, and the PS4 Slim doesn't, I think you would be inclined to get the Xbox.
But now that I've defended Sony a little bit, it's time to go ahead and roast them. I've been waiting for this all night.
Uh-oh.
PS4 Pro is so
Hold on,
bad.
Oh, we're not there yet.
The Pro's next. Wait.
Okay,
Damn.
I'll wait the next round.
We're on the Slim. We're on the Slim.
I didn't put a script. I was about to roast them like crazy. You can go ahead. I've been saving this.
I saw where you was going with that one.
I done had a few drinks in me too. I'm about to crush them.
All right, let's go with you seriously. Sorry, before Retro Bros rents on Sony.
Oh, man, just man, I just don't know where to start. But just Sony's just making some dumbass decisions, like financially. I mean, you got the Slim and the Pro. You got one that's coming out next week, and the other one's 2 months away. I mean, it's just. I mean, whoever designed that thing's been on that glass dick too long. I mean, that's.
They doing that Sega shit. That's what Sony is doing. They doing that Sega shit.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're copying their playbook just like they copy Nintendo's playbook and Microsoft's playbook. But anyways, I don't know. I mean, just the price on that Slim. I mean, come on, you can get a regular Xbox One for less than that. I mean, selling a 300, that's a ripoff. I mean,
Less than that with 4 games.
yeah, exactly. I mean, no, it's not gonna have no Blu-ray player or nothing. And then I was like, why waste your money buying a downgrade? You just like Alex said, you just save and get the Pro and all that. But I mean, but I probably, of course I did a video on the Pro, but of course I'll say that for later. But based on the Slim, as far as like the Slim goes, that's just a major fail because I don't know who's the financier, their accounting. I don't know who's in there. They need to be fired. That's all I gotta say.
I believe that has everything to do with Microsoft basically giving the 1-2 punch at E3. Sony did not expect them to have that Xbox One S. I can't believe that Microsoft kept that a secret.
Yeah.
Because if Sony would have knew about that a long time ago, then the PlayStation 4 Slim would not be the way it is right now. It would have been.
They kept that secret as hell because we knew more about the damn Scorpio than we knew about the One S.
Yes.
So if you look at it on paper and everything, you want to look at the features, the graphic capabilities, all that, and the value of both consoles, the PlayStation 4 Slim and the Xbox One Slim, like it's a dogfight. Like, of course, the PlayStation Oh, I'm thinking about the fucking Pro. No, but the PlayStation 4 Slim versus the Xbox One S it's no competition because it kills in just about every category. It has an ultra 4K Blu-ray player in which everybody's been asking for, and of course, you is 4K upscaling on your video games in which you cannot do on the PlayStation 4 Slim. You get better value, like it's just everything about it. It's better, man. And it's a better looking console. Looks a lot better than the PlayStation 4 Slim. Looks like a damn a freaking Big Mac, a black Big Mac. Oh my god, it's fucking hideous, man. So anybody else got anything before we start talking about Sony and
let's fuck this shit console. Let's talk about the real one.
Talk about the. All right, shouts out to the 44 people in the chat. Well, not in the chat. That's wild.
Wild. What's going on here, boys?
Yeah, back in the 40 viewers club, man. Appreciate it, y'all. Appreciate y'all for y'all support. So, I guess before we get into our next topic, let me go get some shout outs in the chat. I've been writing names down. If I didn't call you, just say something. Just say I didn't call your name. Mr. Dave J, Matthew Pipes, Neil Aranda, E.J. Johnston, Winford Lawrence, G.U. King of Heart, Danny Ingram, Saber V1, Ghost Geist, Xander EXM, Ira Ildrich, Nate Bullock, Sinister 18, Link the Legendary Hero, Gaggy Fan, Faye James, J Wheel 2K4, Russell Good, my favorite pony. Him and Garuda Legend, my favorite ponies. King Gamer Arthur, Muhammad Rafai, Arua Poseidon, C Fine Coco, Big Pooh, Black Asian, Pro Gamer Peer. If I didn't call your name, just say I didn't call your name. I always do shout outs again at the end, towards the end of this podcast, man. Really appreciate y'all supporting everything. And let's go and get into our last topics. Is it our last topic? I don't know. Maybe I might think of something else. But yeah, the event. Everybody wants to know. Like nobody cared about the Slim. The picture's been leaked and everything. It's just Sony clarified it. But the meat and potatoes of that event, everybody wanted to know was the Neo. That's what everybody wanted to know. And Neo turned out to be the PlayStation 4 Pro. And I know some of y'all don't agree with it. But yes, I know a lot of people have been asking for the Ultra 4K Blu-ray players ever since Microsoft had implemented that feature on the Xbox One S. But the deal with this is the reason why I'm kind of defending this with Sony, because they got a fair price. And if you remember, the standard PlayStation 4 launched at $400, a 500 gigabyte console at $400. So basically, the PlayStation 4 Pro is double the power of the PlayStation 4, the standard PlayStation 4, with a terabyte hard drive for $400. So that's why I said that that's not a bad deal at all. I really think that the reason why it's $400 because honestly, I think they're gonna eat some money up, and I'm thinking that honestly it should be costing at least $500. That's what I'm thinking. But my speculations is, since they are eating some of that money up, even though we think the console is supposed to be costing more than $400, is with the price hike of the PlayStation Plus. So they have to save money. They basically taking more money from the PlayStation Plus subscribers. They basically phasing out the standard PlayStation 4. They're phasing it out and removing the optical port so they can make cheaper consoles and save more money. I'm thinking it has everything. Well, of course, money has everything to do with it. But I'm thinking they're taking out stuff so they can save a little bit more money. And if you want to think about, is this console is really worth $400? I think it's worth more than that. But I'm pretty sure some of y'all are different from me. So the highlight of that conference, even though it was a boring ass conference, that dude that was basically. That I forgot his name.
The tech guy is fucking. He's like dead inside or something.
Yeah, he was so boring that I would rather listen to Mr. Rogers telling me a bedtime story. That's how boring that guy was. That dude was freaking boring. But yeah, he was precise on everything he said. He explained everything to the T. But he could at least had a little enthusiasm with it, but he was so.
There was no enthusiasm from anybody, man. That conference was like dull. Like nobody wanted to be there. It was kind of weird.
Hey, real. Tag me in before I forget what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, let him go first. I'll go after him.
Yeah, I know you want to say so. Go ahead.
All right, so check this out. This is gonna be a community effort between everybody in the chat. I'm gonna say PS4 Pro is so trash. Y'all gonna say how trash is it? And I'm just gonna straight go in. All right, so let's play. PS4 Pro is so trash.
How trash is it?
It's so trash that the media is calling it a Big Mac. A Big Mac. Keep in mind, a medium fry and a medium drink costs more than a Big Mac, so that's how low quality it is. Yo,
Big Mac.
Yo, PS4 Pro is so trash.
How trash is it?
It's so trash that it's supposed to be their top tier system for this generation, and it's competing with the Xbox One Slim and not even the Scorpio.
Oh damn, that is yeah. That's
all right, one more. PS4 Pro is so trash.
How trash
is it?
It's so trash that Nintendo gamers are talking trash, and they have no idea what the NX is.
Damn.
And keep in mind, these the same little niggas that the only thing they got to play is the new extended version of Smash Bros. Where you fight as Thomas the Tank Engine. Think about that.
Oh my god.
And I'm dropping the mic.
Oh, damn. All right. Oh, damn, what I was talking about? I was talking about the
combo finish.
Yeah, the conference, it was boring, but the highlight was the pricing of the PS4 Pro. Yes, a lot of us want the Ultra 4K Blu-ray player, but that don't kid ourselves. Majority of us, we be on our consoles mostly the game. Just don't kid ourselves. But it would be nice.
A lot of people on my friends list are on Netflix.
Well, yeah, I guess that's them. But no, I ain't trying to defend Sony, like all the way. They could have done that since Microsoft done it to the Xbox One S. But yes, they got caught with their draws down. That's basically what it was. They got caught in the cookie jar. They didn't know what was coming, and that's why that Sony refused to show anything at E3. Towards the end of that show, like honestly, I think that was supposed to be for the Neo, but since Microsoft bitch slapped them, that was all they wrote, all she wrote, and
yeah.
I really believe that Microsoft is going to have a major comeback on in this generation, kind of like how Sony did with the PS3 when it had a slow start to last generation. I think it's going to be a turnaround, especially on the Microsoft side. And as far as the PS4 Pro which is supposed to be coming out like a few weeks after the PlayStation Slim is coming out, in which does not make sense. It's like stupid. This is $400. I don't see a problem with it. I know I'm gonna let you talk, guys. I don't see a problem with it because of what it offers, the graphical capabilities, and I was looking at the launch price with the standard PS4. I know a lot of y'all want the Ultra 4K Blu-ray. That's not. I would like it too, but everybody in this gaming community, everybody in this industry has been crying about power. So we got the power. I won't say we got the power. Like
we did not get the power.
I can't fucking talk.
Incremental
upgrade, but it's not a fully upgrade, unlike the Scorpio is going to be. But it's still we saw the games. We saw how beautiful the games look. We saw Spider-Man again. We saw Horizon. We saw Rise of the Tomb Raider. It looks really good, man. I'm not gonna lie. Just look at the PlayStation Pro version. It looks really good. Is it going to look better than the Scorpio version? No, hell no. Scorpio is going to look a lot better. But overall, I'm saying is that the pricing of it is good. But as far as Scorpio comes out, I'm not sure how the price is going to be, because whenever they ask, was it Pinello, whatever his name is, something Pinello?
Albert Pinello.
Albert Pinello, like what's the cost of the Scorpio is going to be? And his answer was it's going to be a premium console, in which
pretty expensive.
That tell you that it's not gonna be consumer friendly kind of price. That's gonna be
at least $500.
Yes. Honestly, I thought we speculated that the console was gonna be at least $600, but by Sony coming out with a $400 price tag with the PlayStation Pro, it'll be dumb on Microsoft's end to have another console that's $200 more than their competition, because a casual gamer, they're gonna go buy which is a lot cheaper, and they're gonna get the Pro. So basically, I think it's gonna be at least $500. And like I said, time will tell whenever the Scorpio gets revealed. Hopefully, it will get. Honestly, I think it's going to get revealed at E3 next year's E3. That's what I'm thinking.
Most likely.
I really hope so. So Alex, give me your thoughts and your opinions about this PlayStation Pro. Do you think it's a good value? Do you think the price tag of $400 is good, since they did not implement the Ultra Blu-ray 4K player? And I know I didn't talk about the frame rates. They did not improve the frame rates. All they did was improve the GPU. They doubled the power. So as far as the frame rates, if you play online with everybody, you're going to have the same exact experience, just better resolution. So just give me your whole entire thoughts about it.
Okay, so we have a little more information than we did yesterday from the Pro. The $400 price point, I still believe, is a good price point. $100 more than the Slim. If you're a first-time PlayStation buyer, this is the one to get. Is it worth the upgrade? Honestly, it doesn't seem to be, unless you really want the 4K upscaling, because they announced today, or maybe it was like late yesterday, that if you play online with the Pro, your frame rates are going to be capped to the same frame rate as the standard PS4, so you're not getting to utilize the extra power of the console that you bought. Even though it's their premium console, you're being restricted down to the standard PS4, which I think is like ridiculous. Like, if I'm paying a premium price for your premium product, I should get an advantage. Like, if you want to take this out of gaming, let's say we're at a racing track, and I have a Acura NSX, and you have a Honda Civic. They're both owned by Honda, but my Acura is going to be limited to the speed of your Honda Civic, so you don't feel bad. Like, but my car costs over $100,000 more than your car. That's not fair. That's not right. You're paying more. You should get the better experience, because that is what you paid for. That's really annoying. When I saw that today, I couldn't believe it. Like, why Sony's allowing that. And there doesn't seem to be any split servers, so like people on the Pro can play together and maximize their console. Everyone's going to be on the same servers, but they're going to be restricted down to the standard PS4. That is that's just bullshit. I'm sorry. Any way you spit it, that's nonsense. You paid for a premium product, and it's being restricted because some other people don't have that product. That's not fair. As far as the single player goes, not every game is going to be 4K native. They got Elder Scrolls in 4K native, which is an older game. That's cool, but a lot of the games are going to be upscaled. They showed Rise of the Tomb Raider. Apparently, it's going to have multiple modes, so you can have upscaled 4K in 30 frames, or you can have 1080p in 60 frames. Or not. The first one's not full 4K. It's whatever interlaced nonsense they were talking about in 30 frames. Then they have another mode which is 1080p that's upscaled, and it's still not 60 frames. Like, you have some frame rates between 40 and 60, and it's just like, what is the point of this console if it still can't even do 1080p 60 on a current game? Like, this game came out in 2015 and it still can't do it. What do you think is going to happen in a few years? Like, I don't know, man. I thought this console was going to be able to do more, and we're already seeing it struggle with games that came out from last year. Like, it's crazy, right? Like, doesn't that sound ridiculous to you? I don't know. I'm not impressed with it.
That's exactly
again,
why I
the
roasted
price
them tonight.
point is
This
good.
is trash.
I
said that's exactly why I roasted them tonight, because this is trash.
It is trash. Like, I'm sorry, it's garbage. Like, if you're gonna get a PS4, get the Pro, because that's the best possible PS4 you can get. But at the same time, you're getting a console that's focusing on visuals over frame rate, which is nonsense. Even though you have this improved, it's because they only improved the GPU. They didn't improve the CPU. It's the same processor from the standard PS4, just overclocked. So they're restricted on frame rates, and that's a issue. The 400, at least it's only $400. Like, at least it's not like 500 or 600, because that would be crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really impressed with it. It's not what we had expected it to be. Yeah, I don't know. It's not that great. But if you're looking to get a PS4, at least do yourself a favor and get that one, because at least you'll get 4K upscaling. And when it comes to the 4K Blu-ray player, they did a teardown of the Xbox One S. Apparently, it only increases the cost of manufacturing by $15. So there's no reason that the Pro shouldn't have a 4K Blu-ray player. Sony came out and said some nonsense today, like, oh, we see more people streaming than they do physical media. Nobody's streaming 4K content. You know how much bandwidth that takes, and how, yeah, 1080p you can stream on Netflix and whatever, but you're streaming 4K Netflix compared to just like a 4K Blu-ray, or I don't know what Sony's thinking.
Real talk, not even lying to you. If you have a 4K laptop, not a 4K PC, but a 4K laptop, for 3 minutes of 4K footage, it takes 3 to 5 hours to render.
Right.
For 3 minutes of footage.
That's why not many people.
Nobody is streaming 4K.
I tried to render in 4K using Premiere Pro. That shit said 17 hours. I said no, I'm not for no 5-minute video.
No, thank you. Yeah.
Like for those of you that follow all of Reboot and follow me, you'll probably see that for those Reboot videos we did for E3, it took me days to put those up because those were an hour and a half.
That shit was killing you. But you did.
Yeah.
I put them all in 4K and it literally killed me.
Oh, damn.
They took days for single pieces of content. Like, it was 3 weeks later and I was still putting up E3 content.
Yeah, man, your videos took forever because you're rendering them in 4K. It's like, holy shit, that is some dedication.
Yeah, you could be on vacation and still be rendering.
Like, people were watching my videos out of sympathy. They're
like I really hope
4K?
I really hope when the Scorpio comes out they don't do that locked multiplayer shit, because the Scorpio is going to be more expensive than the Pro. And if our frame rate is locked on the Scorpio down to what the normal standard Xbox One could do, I'm gonna fucking freak out. I'm gonna lose it.
All right. Whose turn was it? Was it Jay's turn?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Alex is done.
No, first of all, are you finished, Alex?
Yeah, sure.
All right. What about you, Jay? What's your thoughts and opinions about this?
Man, I got a lot to say, man. I hope y'all got you some butter popcorn, because I got a lot to say. Okay.
Right ahead.
So during the presentation, now I have done all the investigation on this console. I have researched all of the bold enough journalists, going to those developers, asking them those incognito questions. Everything, every fucking presentation, every video that you guys saw yesterday was not even in 4K native.
Right.
They use a resolution that would trick your eyesight into believing that it's actually 4K, but it's not 4K. It's less than 4K native.
They said it's roughly 90% of 4K. Which is not bad.
And it's funny because we talked about this in the chat too.
When Sony was on stage though, I forgot the dude's name, when they was on stage, they kept saying 4K, 4K. Didn't even say fucking 4K native, dog. They said that shit was 0.4K. They completely lied to their fan base about that shit. If you want to,
they lied about that HDR shit too, because the PS4 only has HDMI 1.4, so you're not getting the full HDR. You're getting some sub HDR nonsense.
You get an HDR5.
This console has slightly better quality, but overall, when it comes to like quantity, the PlayStation 4 has them. The original PlayStation 4 has them beat. It is not a console that I think you guys should invest in. It looks like a huge fucking ripoff. And when I heard that developer say that this is the console that how the PlayStation 4 was originally meant to be, right then and there when they said $400, I said, what the fuck? No trade-in program, but you're now giving us the console that we should have got with all these features in it.
And it still can't do what they originally promised with 1080 60 on every game.
Overall, it's a big fucking slap in the face, and I really hope that when Microsoft comes out with the Xbox Scorpio, I hope that they price it at $350. I know that's a bold step, but this company is no longer. Hold on, chill out. They ain't
trying to give it away. They ain't trying to give it away.
That's true, but at the same time, let them say $500. Do you really think?
No, they go for that again.
Hold on. Now let them say $450. Are y'all still satisfied with $450?
I wouldn't be.
Okay, so what if they say $400? Now we're just gonna break even with our competition because that makes sense. Now I worked in business and I know how this shit works. If you really want to make it, you got to sell it for at least about $350. I know that sounds crazy, but this is a company that's no longer walking on one leg, they're walking with a fucking cane now. So
I don't know, man. Because anytime people ask them about the price, their only response is this is a premium product. So
I know that
premium doesn't mean cheap.
I know that that's what they're saying, but this is a company that burned major fucking bridges, man.
But this is also the company that brought out a $150 controller. This is also the company that makes a $1,200 tablet. They're not worried. They're not scared about making an actual premium product. People will buy it. Like,
okay, I'm looking at the overall objective here. This is a company that burned bridges, right? Just burned bridges. That's a lot of fucking bridges. So with them trying to come back into the game, because think about it, Microsoft is really not on the gaming scale, but they are saying that we're not trying to leave the gaming genre either. Their major overall operations consist of military shit, like technological shit on that side. But they're also making their stand saying that we don't want to leave the gaming side either. And even though they caused a lot of fucking damage, they're trying to recover from all of that damage. And Microsoft not relying on the gaming genre by 80%. Sony is. But this is still a company that wants to put their stamp on the gaming genre. Now, I know that makes sense to you, Alex, because you ain't burned no bridges like that where you done damn near lost all your investors. But if you're trying to win your people back, you definitely want to come out with some high quality at a cheap price. I've worked in business, and I know that this is how this shit works. To y'all, it ain't going to make no sense. But when you burn bridges with a company and you losing billions of dollars, I don't give a fuck. What you want to call it is motherfucking blood money. Blood money ain't cheap.
You right.
Blood money ain't cheap. So all I'm saying is if they want to come back, I think they'll market this damn thing at $350 just to say, hey, look, we know that Sony burned y'all. But look at the Sony burned all those bridges. Everything they said that they couldn't do, they recanted on. I'm using legal term here. They recanted on that shit. Somehow, a console that could not do backwards compatibility can now automatically do it. I mean, nobody really questioned the mysterious of how the fuck that happened, but it just happened, right? So this company is definitely going to try to win back a lot of people. Sony burned a lot of bridges yesterday. Everything they said yesterday was a complete lie. I don't care how you try to label it. The PlayStation Pro is a total fucking lie. There's no 4K. The same company that boosted up Blu-ray doesn't even give you Blu-ray. They're giving you less features. So if you want to buy this motherfucking sandwich just because it's brand new and it's, oh man, you may get that 1 inch extra quality, you still got to buy a fucking 4K TV just to get that extra niche. And even when you buy the extra niche, you still won't get the resolution that you want because technically it's not even near 4K fucking native. So.
And here's the funny thing. If Sony really had the balls to do this, which obviously they did, they should at least go ahead and follow through completely and be like, hey, since we're doing this and we know you have to buy a 4K TV, you'll get a discount on 4K TVs that are Sony labeled. But
they'll definitely do
one thing y'all keep overlooking. The one thing that you guys are all overlooking, but I call this shit out every fucking time. Microsoft don't even deal with the tech shit like that. They release bundles with 4K TVs all this year.
Yeah.
All this
That's
year.
because Microsoft breathes tech.
They released one even last week. It's like
but do you have a Microsoft TV?
$800.
See what I'm saying? Who has a Microsoft TV? What I'm saying is Sony makes these motherfucking TVs, right? Yeah. Sony makes these TVs. Microsoft has already put a bug in your ear that we're going to give you that real 4K quality. Sony is not releasing real 4K quality here, you guys. It's less than that. You're buying some fucking generic 4K shit, and if you're satisfied with that, then if you're happy receiving less when you can have more, that's on you.
Yeah, you'll still get a graphical benefit on a 1080p.
If it's not what you
won't get the max benefit on Super 4K.
Not how they label it. Why would you support it?
So basically, what you're saying is $400 price tag is too high with the PlayStation 4 Pro. Is that what you're saying?
Does it make sense to you how when the developer said that this is how the original PlayStation 4 was meant to be, and now they're selling it for $400? They sold the last console $350 plus motherfucking tax, knowing damn well they said $350 because they wanted you to pay the extra $50 back then for the online subscription fee, trying to get off to $400, which was a smart, scandalous move. It doesn't make sense to me how when these developers, the developers told more of the truth after the presentation. I posted up every article I could about every journalist bold enough and every game developer that was bold enough to say that, listen, yeah, it's not really 4K. We fucking lied. This console ain't worth it, and we got to do a lot more work to give you guys. This console is going to make developers suffer. It's not working. It's going to cause major delays. 4K is here, but we don't have the technology technically to produce that fast of an output. It'll take fucking days. Like y'all said, we suffer just trying to render a damn video. Imagine putting a video game together layer by layer. That is painstaking, dog. And then you gotta hope the rendering process works out great. Overall, yesterday was a goddamn scam. And I looked into the specs. I've had so many people write me left and right. Hey man, what's this about the PlayStation 4? Is it true? Is it true? Is it true? I'm telling you guys all the truth right now. The PlayStation 4 Pro is a fucking ripoff. And if you want to settle for less, then you know what? Eat that shit, because this company will overcharge you. And I'm a Sony fan. This company is going to overcharge you for a fucking piece of shit console that ain't worth it. But they said that, hey, we're going to give you native 4K. When you look at the specs for everything we saw yesterday, that shit was not even native. That shit. The
console is not capable. It's not strong enough.
But what did they say on stage? And let me tell you something.
Oh yeah, they lied. Yeah, I'm not saying they didn't lie.
If you want to take it a step further, you can even say, damn, I could sue them because that's false advertising. And I know how that shit works too. So false advertising will definitely bite you in the ass. But the developer, I forgot that man's name, damn. But that was on stage yesterday. Everything that came out of his lips was fucking 4K. 4K. Even the developers were paid to lie.
Technically, they're not lying. It is 4K. It's upscaling, but it's not native. So technically, they're not lying.
No, they're definitely lying.
They're lying, real gamer, man. Y'all sugarcoat me.
I can tell the difference from upscale to 4K.
The thing is, they're not being honest and saying it's upscaling. That's the thing.
Okay, look, listen. Come on, man. We some clowns here. Or can we just keep it real? They lied.
Yeah, no, I didn't say they didn't lie. Only real.
No, they're definitely lying. Keep in mind what real forgets. My laptop before the one I have right now was 4K upscale. So I know how 4K upscale looks compared to real 4K. Okay, it's still a lie.
Look, y'all, it's a No Man's Sky lie.
I got the Sharingan.
So if you wanna fall into the hype, go ahead, but Microsoft. But
like at the same time, like this is gonna sound rude, but if you are stupid enough to believe you're gonna get native 4K for $400, I'm sorry, but you're an idiot.
That's what I was saying. Like $400 for native 4K. That's just
that's story. Listen.
So look here, for everybody that's in the podcast right now, watching us talk right now, well, listen to us talk right now. I'm gonna hook y'all up with some knowledge from a PC gamer. And here we go. Retro's lesson number 1. Native. Adjective. Of indigenous origin or growth. So for it to be native, it would have to be what the console or the PC naturally did to be better than the previous one. Now keep in mind, the PS4 Pro, it's only double in GPU. But if you look at the stats, they never told you what the CPU is. So you don't know how fast the processor is. So is that really a real improvement? On top of that, 4K, when you upscale it, is about having better colors, where true 4K has better color and better 3D models. So if they're giving you the weaker version of HDR with it, you're really not going to get the actual color you're going to get. So they actually lied to you a lot because they knew you did not know the terms of the specs. But that's all I got.
Yeah, at the end of the day, the games, like, this is reality. The games look better. They will run better. But it is not what is being advertised. It's not full 4K. It's some crazy witchcraft they're doing. I don't remember what the terms they said, but they said a whole bunch of things without saying upscaling. But at the end of the day, it's upscaling.
But why will the games look better? Because of your fucking TV, not because of that console, man. Because
no. They have higher textures and stuff like that too. But it's not full on 4K. So it's still gonna look better than what you can be produced from a standard PS4. That's for sure.
Higher specs that you're talking about only go at 1K. That's it, man.
even if you have a standard 1080p TV, if you have Horizon, for instance, on the PS4 Pro and Horizon on the PS4 and two 1080p's beside each other, the one that's on the Pro is going to look better because the console's capable of higher graphic fidelity. But it's not going to be a massive change compared to something like a high-end gaming PC or a Scorpio, for instance. It's still going to look better, but it's not like going to be crazy.
In pixels, it's only 1K higher. It's not worth the asking price, bro. Not for 1 fucking K higher. That is not $400. It's not worth the asking price. And
well, I kind of disagree with that. If they balled up and said it was 2K with 60 frames,
yeah,
I would be cool with that.
I honestly believe we shouldn't be talking about 4K with consoles at this point because they just can't do it. Like these guys should be aiming for 1080 60 or 1440p.
Like 60. This may sound cocky, but until 8K is for everyone on PC and not the supercomputers, I don't think consoles should be talking about 4K.
Yeah, I agree with y'all. I agree with y'all. I don't know why they trying to push 4K, knowing that we still struggle with 60 frames per second.
Because a lot of people don't care about frame rate because they just care about graphics.
Honestly, the standard right now in this generation should at least be 1080 60 or maybe 1440.
That should be a mandate at a minimum.
That I agree with, man.
But we going from 1080 to 4K. Like, can we like take baby steps first before we trying to have these games look so realistic that they forgot to add the frame rates to it? So they need to concentrate on not only having beautifully looking games, but having the games run beautifully, having them run buttery smooth, man. Like there was some games this generation that actually ran really good, like Halo. That game ran so damn smooth. I love how Microsoft did it. I never had no hiccup with that game. That was 60 frames per second. I didn't notice no hiccups with that game. But that game ran so smooth throughout the whole entire campaign and the multiplayer. It ran really good. So they need to concentrate on making these games run at least.
The game should run better. Like
we are in year 2016. Like technology progresses not every day, every second. There's a new phone every freaking week. Like technology is progressing a lot faster than it did 10 years ago, 20 years ago. So with this whole everybody fighting over resolution and we got more pixels and polygons. Like, what about the gameplay? Like, if you got screen tears and if you got like 10 frames per second on a game like Call of Duty, the hell can you enjoy the game? Or maybe
exactly.
Or Shadow of Mordor, or if you got 5 frames and 10 frames, but you got that 4K, baby. You got that 4K. So
that shit is crazy. Like people actually think like that, man. They're like, oh, as long as I get 4K, I'm happy. But like your game, is like under 30 frames per second. Your guy's like chugging along. How are you having fun?
I just really don't know. So that's one thing I can knock Sony about. I'm gonna still give praise for the price point. $400.
I think the price is good. Like, don't get me wrong. I think if you're getting a PlayStation 4, $400 for their beefier version is a good price. I'm just saying it's not as good as it should have been.
Like basically the name Pro, I think is misconstrued.
That's a dumb name.
like for them to say Pro, they should at least implement more features like an Ultra Blu-ray 4K. You know, like have some background music like Microsoft is doing. Like just have a lot of features. Then you can consider that as a Pro. But it's still like a standard console. Like, of course, the games are beefier, better graphics and everything. But at the end of the day, like they did kind of misled people yesterday at the event. But the price point, the price kind of maybe. Everybody that was like, okay, that's fine. That's not bad because a lot of people speculated that the price was going to be at least $500. Because let's not kid ourselves. The standard PS4, what you see in the background, what you see right there, I paid $350 for it. So basically, for $50 extra, I get a PlayStation 4 that doubles the GPU of that. So I don't see what's the problem. And the storage, we don't talk about the storage. Why are we not talking about the storage? I get more storage with the Pro. So that's why I said $400 is not a bad deal, but I wish that they would have freaking gave us more of an incremental upgrade. That wasn't really. It was a little upgrade, but they should have went the Microsoft route and maybe held out for a little bit longer and make sure that they fixed everything and give us what we actually wanted. You know, they knew about. You know what? I'm not sure if they knew about the Ultra 4K Blu-ray because it's been in development for a while. And plus, Sony didn't know anything. Nobody. We didn't know anything about the Xbox One S. That came as a surprise. And the Ultra 4K Blu-ray player was a surprise. So that's why the freaking PlayStation 4 Pro doesn't have it.
The real surprise is that Sony, the guys who push movie technology in every console, didn't put it in their own. Like PS2, they put DVD player. PS3, they put Blu-ray. PS4, they put they have Blu-ray as well, but the new one doesn't have 4K Blu-ray. Like Sony has a stake in Blu-ray. It's crazy they didn't put 4K Blu-ray into their console.
Yeah.
Let me defend why I say the reason why it shouldn't be $400. Because after you read all of those articles from those developers that were bold enough to say that yes, this console's not worth it, everything you saw was in the true resolution, they got on stage and lied. The reason why it's not worth $400 is because even the developers are smart enough to realize that you're buying a lie. And overall, the developers are going to have to put in a lot more work. The reason why these developers were bold enough to say that, yes, you're buying into a lie, because overall, who do you think gets affected when these games have to sell?
The developer, obviously.
And, absolutely. So that's why I'm defending. I'm on the developer side. You guys know that 100%. The developers have to stay in business just as well as the publishers. And we all know that publishers are the ones that make developers really suffer. I don't know if you guys heard about the overall huge scandal that Eidos Montreal went through before Deus Ex came out, but we all know about the launch of the pre-order bullshit. Then when
the pyramid scheme.
Microtransactions
I remember that.
They asked them to put in microtransactions 2 weeks before the game came out. They asked them to do breach 2 months or 6 or 5 months before the game came out. Overall, it cost the company $1 million. It cost the developers, not the fucking publishers. And so, if you guys want to buy into the hype, I don't care, man, how you try to sugarcoat it, man. A lie is a lie. And if you want to buy a lie, then eat it. Eat what you get, and don't be bitching about it. Eat that shit. And that's all I got.
All right, let's go and move on. It's been us three been talking about this for a while. We need to get 100 and Retro and Sinister's voice in there. So what you think about this 100?
Oh man, let me get started. Sony asked, man, Drew House when what was his name? Mr. Andrew House.
Andrew House, yeah.
His ass was just when he got on the stage, he looked defeated. He was like, I don't even know why I want.
He really did.
What I'm here for?
Yeah, what the fuck I'm here for? It ain't no reason for me to be here. We already got the. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? He probably was on the side, like, man, I need to find me a side chick. I'm over here in New York and shit. I could have been going to Manhattan or something. I'm over here doing this shit. Then you got also to go bring Mr. Nerd. Ain't nothing wrong with nerds. I'm a nerd too, but damn. How you gonna hit this man talk about 30 minutes about shit that nobody wants? Yeah, they pulled him out. They made him find out, because he's supposed to be the lead tech. They made him find out how to throw HDR on all PlayStations. He hope it works. You know, make them talk technical. No one. Now people talked about Microsoft reveal with the original Xbox One. That shit makes. I didn't have no problem with it. But whoever took off work for this shit, because you didn't miss nothing. I had people was like, man, what is it, man? I said, I got to stream it on my channel, but you ain't missing shit. I went to the bathroom like 6 times because it was just so boring. I'm like, man, I'm finna go fix me something to eat. I just
the only thing I
wasn't even on the mic.
That guy did a really good job of explaining HDR. I thought, like, he did it. Like, Microsoft barely talked about it. Like, he did a good job though. Yeah,
but I'll put this way. And somebody else, matter of fact, what's his name? Hiko, wherever the motherfucker from TGN. He said, well, at least they explained HDR. Microsoft just threw the S and just told us to Google it. But ain't you a PC guy and all that? Man, HDR been on our phones for years. People don't understand that. But the common, like you said, you're trying to get to the casuals to buy this machine also, or the people that's upgrading already know about HDR. The diehard PlayStation Nation knows about HDR already.
I don't know. So, I still think Microsoft did a really terrible job explaining HDR. They didn't talk about it.
Remember when what came out with Gears of War, he said this is using HDR. He said it looks so great because Gears of War 4 is using HDR.
But I mean, like, they didn't explain what it's doing though.
But I don't think I think that's when you explain what HDR doing. When you're going to talk to IGN, when you go talk to the No and all that, when you go talk to Polygon, that's you don't explain that on the stage. I'm not watching. We wanted to watch games. We don't want to watch no 30 minutes of how this color shading is going to do this platinum. This is going to be. Nobody don't want to see that shit. Bring on the games. Then the games that you showed wasn't really a prep. You see, they cut off. What's that game called? Days Gone. Or whatever that shit called.
Yeah.
He threw the third Molotov cocktail. They cut that shit off real quick. I want to see the motherfuckers burn in HDR.
That looks
I want to see.
I'm definitely getting that.
But you cut them straight off.
Yeah.
See, 100, right? I completely agree with that because one of the things I saw was, you remember back at E3 when we all agreed that all the opportunities that Microsoft is giving gamers and deals makes it worth it. So we felt that Microsoft won E3. A lot of people in the gaming community didn't agree with us on that and felt that Sony won because they had the more entertaining show. So I can see where 100's coming from on that one.
Yeah, so then you bring out, then you know what I'm saying, this is when you should have had an orchestra because it was that fucking boring. Shit, could have listened to the song.
Awesome.
Motherfucker talking about, man, I wanted to slap a person in my comment section talking about they won because they had orchestra. Fuck you. You should kill yourself. Orchestra, man. I didn't think it was motherfucking the LA Harmonic against the New York Harmonic. I thought it was Sony and Microsoft. I didn't think it was a music thing. But
I'm going to a symphony at the end of the month to the Zelda Symphony.
Yeah.
You're bringing that here.
So I'm telling people that, you know what I'm saying, you're hyping. I see damage controlling everywhere. Well, it don't need a HD 4K where the shit Blu-ray player. It really doesn't need it. They have an online service. So you're telling me that I have to go buy their online service, or I have to buy extra on Netflix to watch something streaming? And 10 times to the 10, all Americans ain't pushing 100 up and 100 down.
No.
Here where you live, you need some gigabyte internet.
Like people are crazy if you think you're going to be streaming 4K content. Like if you're going to be streaming like 4K movies, like
you're not even streaming 4K on YouTube. It say 4K. That's not 4K. That's some upscale 4K.
Yeah.
That's not true 4K, and YouTube is not telling you. YouTube saying it's not true 4K. So they're not hitting you with them. They was like, you know, if you want to do it, we give you the option. Because everybody doesn't have 4K monitors.
Right.
You know, and then they want to push this HDR shit. This shit is crazy. I saw a motherfucker. Oh, it's a shame that Microsoft ain't putting HDR on their regular Xbox Ones. Why? Sony can't hit a switch. You still need a fucking 4K TV. I ain't saw a 1080p HDR TV. Not a monitor either. It don't exist. So it's a waste of time for you to cut the switch on. For what? I'd rather buy a machine that can handle 4K better. That regular Slim or the regular PlayStation 4, the vanilla, cannot really handle 4K. So then you say that you're going to push it through the HDMI. That's a fucking lie. You know something? Because Sony, I heard you was a hardware company, not a software company. You know what I'm saying? If you think if Microsoft can't do it, what you think they're doing? Everybody sitting there like, how they doing it? Is this what they call it, the secret sauce? Is some secret sauce around here that they got?
Yeah,
you know, are we deluded?
For HDR, you require HDMI 2.0 in both the PlayStation 4 and the Slim, or have HDMI 1.4. So it doesn't really make sense how they're doing it.
But Microsoft said if you could do it, you think they wouldn't put 2.0 in the S?
Right.
And my thing is, how much power? I'm giving it 25%, 15 to 25% more powerful than the Xbox One S. So when you go to your consumer in the store, and you know what I'm saying, they're like, oh, I can get this for Timmy, and I can take it out of Timmy's room because it's smaller, and I can go put it. Matter of fact, I can get 2 of these and they $300. And then tell me this, Sony, if you could cut on HDR so quick, why you can't do an external drive? Why you got to open up your PlayStation to put a drive? And people talking about that, oh, it's a teraflop in there. I mean, a terabyte. That don't mean shit. Halo 5 right now, the update is 94 gigs.
Terabyte. Yeah.
So you gonna try to tell me terabyte you gonna run out of games? You gonna run out of space real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I got a 4 and I didn't put damage on the shit. I'm down there got 2 something free. I didn't put some damage on it.
You forget 100 people can't math.
Yeah, so you gotta understand, yeah. And then when you do run out the terabyte, because they trying to say, oh, you know if you're going to use HDR, it's going to be a big ass file. If NBA 2K17 is doing HDR on both, it's already listed for 45 to 47 gigs. Think about all the updates.
Yeah.
Shit, it probably be down there 60 gigs.
Yeah,
So,
man.
and that terabyte, and then you say this too. Oh well, you still paying $400. You can still get an Xbox One S for $349, and it comes with a terabyte drive.
Yeah.
Look at the value. If your consumer looks at the value of it, the value of what you're getting. But Microsoft gives you an option to throw an external drive, 2 of them, matter of fact, into your Xbox. You don't have to open it up. I know some PlayStation guys like, yeah, I got 4, and I got 4. But the specs from Sony say 2. It say 2. Some people get away with 4, but you playing with fire. Why should you have to open up your console? It's not it's a closed environment. It ain't a PC. And then all these naysayers saying that, oh yeah, the Pro is gonna get a beefier CPU and all that shit. It's like I put some premium gas in my car, but it ain't gonna beat no V12. It's still a V6. It's still a V6. And why you cannot the frame rate? Tune it down. It ain't all about. Even the PC guys say I don't play at maximum. I'll take that shit down to 1080p and let me play at 90 frames per second. Let me play at 60. But you're not giving nobody that option. You just like, fuck, this is what I give you, take me. I think they were defeated. They got on that stage and they looked at defeated. And they use smoke and mirrors. That's what Sony is good for, smoke and mirrors. You got these people, oh, it's native. And it's this and that. When people ask, is it native? Oh, yeah. How can a third party get native? How can a third party do native on your own console? That's just straight up backwards. You can't run. I like Horizon Zero Dawn. I think it's a day one buy. But how can you can't do 4K native on your own shit?
It's not powerful.
That's incredible. But this a third party can touch your shit for about 6 months. It can do it. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make common sense. But the world decides to take it. They're gonna sugarcoat it. You're gonna get the IGNs. Oh, I thought this was beautiful, man. It was wonderful. And then TGN say, oh man, it's great for $299 for a person that never got it. I'm like, $299. It should be shit $200. Should be $200.
200.
You know what I'm saying? 200. Should be 200. Because, but how can you?
We're talking about
$200. We're talking about
that slim. But how can that slim? How can they slim compared to Microsoft Slim? It doesn't make no sense. Microsoft got a slim that just is works. Actually, works. It's a little bit faster. Microsoft said this is our lower end model. Big, VCR box if you want, and we giving you 5 games for, for $250. They telling you $300 for the same ass piece of shit, and they taking away shit from you. It's no reason to get for a PlayStation Slim at all. I'm still waiting for somebody to give me a perfect example. Why should you pick up? I don't care if you ain't got one. If you don't got one, you might as well get a Pro because you're wasting your time. They wasted money. They wasted pure money, time. They could have did a fucking Nintendo Direct.
Sony's not that creative. They can't do.
You could have did that.
Smart either.
To say that. You know what I'm saying? You need to get Andrew House and throw his ass away. You know what I'm saying? And get somebody that's exciting. Since Jack Trinnon left Sony, they shit has been downhill. And I believe Jack knew the shit.
Like that guy seems to be like the secret sauce for them for some reason.
He come in, he sold you. He come in, he showed you. He has some charisma. He has some swag. This motherfucker come out like, yeah, like where's Waldo? Like, I don't know about none of this shit.
Andrew House is just so vanilla.
He just there.
There's no charisma out of that guy. Yeah.
You ask him, you play video games? No.
So
how are you gonna sell me something?
I'm part of the PlayStation Nation.
Yeah, but why would you? I'm not gonna buy nothing that you don't. That is like I buy a car from a person that's not a car enthusiast. Not a what you here for?
Right,
I'm just here to make money. What's in this car? He can't tell you shit. You see, he didn't speak up on no specs at all
because he doesn't know it. That's why he went to his. He took his little nerd out and let him talk.
like, yeah, go on and do it. And he's sitting there like, I have to get this machine ready before the 10th. You know what I'm saying? Before the 10th. And you didn't speak about VR. That meant you spent a whole lot of money in that low budget ass VR.
You know who was smart?
I hope
Andrew Boyd, man. Ain't that his name? Andrew Boyd. He was smart to leave Sony because he was smart. If he had got on stage, he would have knew what was up. But House didn't know what was up. That's why he just spoke what he was meant to say. But if he knew exactly what he was saying, if he knew the bullshit that was coming out of his mouth, I don't think he would actually got on stage. Well, I'm not gonna ruin my name. Here, y'all take the script and give it to somebody else. Yeah, I was like, that's real, man. That's real. Like, you have no, like, all the lies, all the. At first I was impressed, but then when I read all of those articles and when I read those desperate cries from those developers, you know, man, you just don't know, man. I know developers that starve, dog. So, and when they finally make it to the top, like, you know, like Hello Games, you know, that they've been waiting to get there, man. And now that they're there, they don't want to lie. But these publishers will tell them, man, listen, just tell them this shit. Y'all just don't know, man. Publishers are fucking shady. They are so shady. It's not the developers that we really need to hammer. We only need to hammer developers, when they get on stage and lie and then they actually release this bitch on a lie. No, we need to hound the publishers because publishers are they get the overall clearance to release something.
But did y'all catch this yesterday too? This tripped me out. When they showed Rise of the Tomb Raider.
What's going on?
I don't know. It's echoing. You hear me? I'm back.
You're back.
Okay. Oh yeah. So when you saw Rise of the Tomb Raider, that was the same shit that was on the regular Xbox One. That was the same thing, and that's how good Crystal Dynamics and Square Enix had that game. And they showed to say, like, look at Laura here. It does that shit on the Xbox One.
Yep.
When you hitting when you jumping on the you ice climbing or something, you see those sparks on the Xbox One. You see the crystals in the shit. So you gonna try to tell me that your machine is doing it better? Come on, you're lying. You're lying, Captain. Come on, keep it real. Keep it 100. They can't do it.
I would rather them have a side-by-side comparison. That's why I couldn't really, tell because the Xbox One version of Rise of the Tomb Raider was already beautiful.
Hell
like, if they would have had a side-by-side comparison, I'd be like, oh, okay. So this is the reason for me to go and spend $400 to get this PlayStation Pro. They didn't really give me a reason for the Rise of the Tomb Raider because we knew how the game looked because we already played it. But I don't know, man. They could have done a better job presenting that. They could have had more side-by-side comparisons. Only thing that they did
and they didn't do no live. Why you do nothing live?
That's it. That's all they did.
All that shit was scripted. It was scripted.
Well, yeah, they don't want to mess up.
Bad reality TV.
Pre-recorded.
Every presentation is scripted.
Yeah, so look at that. Look, when they're playing something on a stage, it looks like they're playing it, but most likely a game could suffer frame rate issues, lag, whatever. Everything they do is pre-recorded. Don't think that on stage.
Well, remember when they showed Uncharted 4 and that shit died twice on stage?
That was hilarious.
I would have preferred to see that. At least I know that shit is real.
They're not going to let that happen again.
Yeah, exactly. But they'll pretend real good. So yeah, everything yesterday was a huge lie, man. I just hope that you guys, before you decide to say I'm just buying it to test it out, and which is smart because especially if you do it within a 30-day period, you get your money back for it. But if you're gonna buy it to keep it, man, you are.
I need to see Sony make sure that these games come out at least 1080 60 as a minimum. Like,
let me see. Do you know
30 frames per second on premium consoles unacceptable.
I get thank yous from parents all the time from that Google Plus collection. For me putting them down on real information, man. So I'm putting y'all down on real information, man. Just vote with your wallet on this one, man. It's not something that you want to buy and then take back because they're gonna lie and be like, oh, it's sold out. It's sold out. Everybody wants this motherfucker. No, don't buy it to the hype of this shit. What you do is you let the real beast.
It's gonna do good. I got a feeling it's gonna sell out. That's just how Sony is. Everybody just buys it based on the hype.
Whoever buys it just to say it's the new console, man. I mean, they are really going to be royally fucked, especially because 4K TVs they're out, but they're not hip yet. They're not on the radar of cheap yet. You know what I'm saying? They're still too expensive, way too goddamn expensive. But again, like if you want to buy the Microsoft bundle because you get so much content with that shit, then buy it with a great deal, man. Just don't buy it for the moment. You know, buy it with a great deal. Don't buy it just say I have one, because 4K ain't popping like that. And if you buy a 4K TV, keep in mind not everything that you're watching on TV, Netflix has those channels, those producers, they are not outputting 4K content, man. So that's something that you got to be aware of as well. So until 4K is actually absolutely on everything, laptops, TVs, until Hollywood is brimming with 4K technology, it doesn't make sense to invest in 4K because it's going to mess up the resolution of everything that you watch. That's just my ass saying, man. I mean, I'm disappointed.
Let's gonna go with you, Retro, bro, because we kind of about to hit the 2 hour mark. Let's gonna go with you. What's your thoughts and opinions about the PlayStation 4 Pro?
Honestly, I feel like this should have been done more tactfully. Like, $400 is a reasonable price for the PS4 like Pro, no doubt about it. But, and this is the biggest but ever,
Bigger than Train Crusher's butt?
probably. I don't know the guy. Plus, no homo. But anywho, it's like if the PS4 Pro came out with no Slim, at this price it'd be reasonable. But because the Slim essentially does nothing, and the PS4 Pro doesn't compete well with the Scorpio, this is what's really putting it in the limelight of being bad. Because I thought hard about it, and if the regular PS4 is $350 and the PS4 Pro is $400 for an upgraded GPU, and you think about just buying a GPU part for your PC, like for that level of like a cheaper PC, that would be about the right price. But the problem is, it was the execution and time and how they did it. Like, if the PS4 Pro came out and the PS4 Slim didn't exist, people would fuss less. But because they did it in this order, it makes it way bigger of a deal. Because what you're telling your customer is, hey, the PS4 Slim is competing with the Xbox One Slim, and hey, the PS4 Pro is supposed to be competing with the Scorpio, and neither one competes efficiently. It's like a double smack to the face to customers, because you're like, hey, we got a Slim that added nothing to its package, while Xbox is getting a lot of decent stuff to this Slim. Then you're like, hey, our Pro, which is supposed to compete with the Scorpio, ain't competing at all with power. So what are we really getting out of this?
The Pro doesn't even do all the features of the Xbox One S because you don't get the 4K Blu-ray player.
That's my point. They're smacking their fans in the face.
If Microsoft wanted to be super shady, they could like simply say the 4K, not the 4K, the Xbox One S is a 4K gaming machine with a 4K Blu-ray player. They could say that, even though it's all upscaled from like 720p or 1080p, whatever it is. It's all upscale, but they could be shady like Sony and just say, oh, we have a 4K gaming device that's already out, Xbox One.
Like, it's so disrespectful.
Someone said the S, what you call it, the S upscaling chip is better than the one that's in the Pro.
It might be. I don't know how you would figure that out.
Well, that's what
they probably figure it out by just looking at the visuals.
What's called said Digital Foundries did some shit today.
Yeah.
And they did some stuff today. I really don't care for them. It's some people some websites out there saying that the upscaling chip is better, because the upscaling chip is better on the Xbox One now on the regular PlayStation 4. When it comes to upscaling games, that's why you see the backwards compatibility games look a little bit better because of the upscaling chip.
Right.
But if that upscaling chip ain't on par with the S, and then you get the Scorpio, oh shit, man. I mean, it's like, oh, what?
Well, obviously, Sony's been cutting corners with the Pro to get it at the price point they did. So it wouldn't surprise me if they used a cheaper upscaling chip than Xbox.
Well, they did that for $400. You can't ask for too much.
That price point is good, but they clearly made a lot of sacrifices to reach it.
Yeah, that's why I had no.
You took the Blu-ray. You could have made it $350. Could have made it $350. That would have been, to me, that's the better one. $350. Saying that you're saving because you're not putting the Ultra HD and you're not putting the Ultra HD drive in there. My thing, $400. Why you can't throw an SSD drive in that shit? And make it again.
Guys are expensive.
That's a Pro. That's via Pro.
An SSD 1 terabyte drive, like a 1 terabyte SSD is like $400.
Yeah, but see, you said this is your high-end product, because I think that Scorpio might have an SSD drive in that bastard.
You know what you get?
They're buying it in, should.
And you getting all that. You when you buy premium, you're buying premium. So you're getting the best parts that and you're not paying what we pay on the street, because you're buying the shit in a bundle.
You know,
that's why when
with all of the content that Sony gives us monthly, and they obviously know that we don't like their deals. They obviously know that we don't want to spend this money to pay with our friends line. That's the only why we're paying, but we're not accepting the other deals. When they got on stage yesterday, I didn't sense one fucking thank you from them for all the free money we gave them. I didn't sense one fucking thank you. So that's also another gripe I have with that console being that high. Where is the thank you at for all the money that people gave you for this?
Well, you know, Sony, we've been saying this for the longest about how shady Sony has been this whole entire generation. They've been very arrogant and shady on how they treat their customers, and you know, there's actual proof on how the customer service treat the customers, you know. And of course, you got the PlayStation Plus hike, and of course, we didn't even mention about servers going down 3 different times within a week and a half after they announced that they was jacking up the price. So no, that's shady.
Hang on, I found this out too. How the hell you gonna charge extra when you don't own your own servers?
Yeah, it goes down all the time.
That's why I think it has everything to do with the pricing of the PlayStation 4 Pro. You know, because they got to cut corners somehow. That's what I'm thinking. They trying to get that money back. You know, that's why they take the optical port out the.
They need to go and sell their movie division and their TV division to somebody, and just concentrate on one thing. Because you lose if you keep on losing money. That the gaming is not going to keep you afloat. They're not like Nintendo. Nintendo can make a console, but that handheld market is going to take care of it all.
And see, that's
Microsoft gets money from everybody.
Billions of dollars in the bank.
Microsoft gets money from everybody.
Everybody
that buys,
Windows.
Nintendo ain't worried about Microsoft and Sony because they got their own thing going on. They making billions of dollars. They don't need them. Right. That's why they don't care.
So Sony needs to say, you know what, you're just gonna do this because you can't hold all this stuff, and you're trying to keep this company. You can't keep on paying Peter with Paul because eventually it's gonna catch up with you, and that's what they doing.
Yeah.
Man, Marvel is yours. Let's come to the table and let's make a deal. You know what I'm saying? You can have them back. I'm gonna sell them. I'll sell all my. You know what I'm saying? So you wouldn't worry about when they say premium. It looks like they actually fired everybody in their whole division. Microsoft all these years, how their consoles were big, bulky, and are heavy. You got a brick and all this. Give me a motherfucking burnt ass 2 pieces of bread. Come on,
that's what it is. That quality McDonald's Big Mac only $3.39.
Ain't no Big Mac. Shit, that's a frozen store. That's a frozen store motherfucking burger. That's that shit that the store makes, and they store it in the freezer, and you just warm it up in your microwave.
That should be a meme. That should be a meme.
7-Eleven
moment a White Castle burger is more desired than a PS4 Pro.
Yep.
Oh damn. All right, let's go and get to since Tar Heel. Get to our last one before we get to a question because we're about to hit that 2-hour mark.
Yeah, you got to leave soon.
Yeah. What do you think of since the Tar Heel?
Man, where do I begin? Basically, it just like the things they got on the checklist minus the Blu-ray, but that was a major turnoff. I mean, and all they care about is streaming. It's like, nah, that's not gonna fly. If people want to go for it, that's on them. But that streaming service is not gonna, hold up. In case, the connection can go down sometimes. Like just like their server goes down most of the time. That's not gonna fly. And then, $400. To each their own on that, but still. But the Slim, you can get it for like $50 cheaper, and you got everything on the checklist and stuff like that. But just like I said before, Sony's just not doing it right financially. Come on, the movies are not selling. Everything, their music's not selling. Just like I said, sell that stuff out, make some of that money back. Instead of making the game suffer, like raising the price on the PS Plus. But as far as the Pro goes, I mean, yeah, it's it's more powerful than the standard PS4, and way more powerful than that bullshit Slim. I mean, it was just dumb on their part just to come up with two different models 2 months apart. That's just not good business strategy. That's just poor marketing.
I'm still waiting to see some of these same fucking journalists telling us how this is confusing, because they said Xbox releasing the One S and the Scorpio a year apart is confusing, but releasing two consoles at a similar price point 2 months apart.
I might do a video and call them out on that, because that right there is nothing but bias. That right there does not make sense. No, I still don't see no videos about it.
Just logically, it doesn't make sense. How does Xbox One S coming out in 2016 and Xbox Scorpio coming out in 2017 compete?
Matter of fact, who said that? Because I'm gonna call them out. I'm for real.
A bunch of journalists, a whole bunch of them said that shit. Right after the meeting.
Hell of them. Yeah, the police station.
I'm call them out. It doesn't make sense. I'm still waiting on it. I'm still waiting on it. That tells you the biasness in this freaking industry, man. Like, the Scorpio came out a year and some change later, and the PS4 Slim and the Pro is coming out within a few weeks from each other. Like, how the hell is not a freaking confusing deal what they're doing? And plus, you got the VR. You got 3 different consoles coming out.
3 different products within the same year.
Within 2 months from each other. That VR looks like it's in a bomb. That shit like it's in a
VR is already.
Why you not
video from the No? Yeah, go ahead.
Why
go ahead. Sorry, you still going?
Xbox. Xbox. Oh, my bad.
Go ahead, 100. You can finish what you're saying. Then I'll go after you.
Yeah. My people was complaining about how Microsoft ain't is not really support not really doing advertising for Recore. You see that shit, but you don't see that shit for the PlayStation VR, and that shit is right around the corner. And they barely showed the shit at E3. So you thinking you be throwing VR in people's faces right now? Versus and the PlayStation Nation ain't backing that shit up. I don't see too many receipts in my inbox no more. People, I've got a PlayStation VR. It's almost paid off. Yeah. You better go return that shit. New camera or not, it don't work. Like, it's not on par. It's not on par with Oculus and HTC Vive. I'd even say the motherfucking VR
not even close.
Yeah, the Samsung with the Galaxies and shit, the cardboard shit that may get a better kick out of that shit. At least you ain't wired up every 5 minutes. Here, there. And where's the games? Where's the games?
They still lacking no first party exclusive. Like, I don't know what's going on with Sony this generation. They really got that 40 million plus not subscribers, 40 plus million PlayStation 4s. So going through their head, because they feel that they're on top of the world, that they can't even they don't want to do nothing to improve.
They're blinded.
Yeah,
I just wanted to say one thing, because this just happened. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night got delayed till 2018.
28. God damn.
This is the fuckery has begun. This is the next mighty number 9.
I mean,
not 2017, but 2018.
2018.
Dang.
There's one thing. I mean, look at that Gran Turismo. They got pushed back. I mean,
you can pretty much guarantee the Wii U version of that game is gonna get canceled, because ain't no games coming to the Wii U in 2018.
That game's already been dug.
They canceled that. They canceled Gran Turismo. They said they was gonna make that game.
What?
What's
Gran
the
Turismo Sport?
Wii U? What is a Wii U?
I don't know, some shitty ass console Nintendo made.
It's buried in the. It's just. I mean, just Sony. I mean, just oh my goodness. I mean, just their arrogance just caught up to bite them in the ass. I mean, look at it. They lost the month of July. They raced the PS Plus. That no man bullshit they released. That everybody's trying to get refunds. And then, that crappy ass PS Slim they just showed at this boring ass conference. Like I said, no one didn't want to be there. It's like Andrew Hess has no enthusiasm. Like, I mean, he's he's on a bad reality show. It's like, oh my goodness, what am I doing? He didn't want to get punked. That's why he had that nerd guy do all his talking for him. That's his mouthpiece, because he didn't know what he was doing. He don't know what he's saying. So basically, oh man, as far as the Pro goes, I mean, all it is like a,
If you got a PlayStation 4, Senatorial, are you willing to try to sell it or trade it in so you can upgrade it to the Pro, or are you good with what you got right now?
I'm keeping what I got. I mean, it's no point because I got the Slim. That has everything on my checklist.
Okay.
But that's all I got.
Okay. I guess we can. Questions, y'all. We got 40 plus people in the chat, or 40 plus people watching. Give us some questions.
Yo,
yeah, what's up, man?
That PlayStation Slim is also missing the optical port, man, and I use the optical port for my Total Beach headset. And the sound quality is beast mode. So if cause wired connection, I don't know, it's just straight up crazy, dog. So if you have the PlayStation Slim, it's missing the optical port. And, I don't know if you know what that looks like. If you have the original one, but the optical port is definitely needed depending on what kind of headsets you want to use, or even if you want to hook your console to your surround sound. So just food for thought.
So in other words, what you're saying is RRP quality headsets.
Hey, the one named Shout, he made a good point. There was no mention about Shenmue 3. Like,
oh shit!
No.
Man,
nobody.
That game was just a con to get your money.
Damn, it's
Man, it's in your hands. It's in your hands. You see, they ain't drag his ass across the stage this year, right?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They didn't drag him. Only thing I give them credit for, Andromeda. I give them credit for that.
Mass Effect, yeah.
Yes.
And I didn't know when I read the article.
You want to know something about Mass Effect? The Mass Effect Andromeda, even on the PS4 Pro, is only going to be 30 frames per second.
Yeah.
What is the point of this fucking console?
Exactly.
I'm gonna still get. I'm gonna sell mine and get. I want.
That's because you're rich, real.
Yeah, exactly. You're a fucking billionaire.
You just buy stuff just to buy them.
Yeah.
Hey, real.
I bet when you have the opportunity to go to movies matinee, you be like, forget it and go full price.
Man, look
you're going to matinee movies. Real gamers going to the VIP ones where you can drink beer in the theater.
Yeah.
The ones where you order your food and they bring it to your chair.
And they bring a person.
Hey, bro. So how much would you take? So say if GameStop do this, are they gonna do the same deal they gave with the Xbox? When you said you can get 150
that was
for
a good deal.
That was a good deal. I'm gonna try to sell
a really good deal with
the
mine.
only reason I didn't do it.
Yeah.
The only reason I didn't do it because I got the Xbox One with the Kinect. I have the Titanfall bundle, and I didn't want to give up my motherfucking Kinect. So they was gonna take it without the Kinect.
I'm sorry to cut you off. There's another game we need to talk about. Faye James brought it up. Cuphead. The fuck?
Yeah, I love it. I want to play that so bad.
That game was so fire when they showed the last E3. Like
that game is fire, man. That's
Push it back to January. They said we don't got no first person. We don't have no first titles. Push it back to February. February.
In Shenmue's defense, Tokyo Game Show and also let's count the origin of the developer. Shenmue may make a presentation next week.
Shit, whatever.
Yeah,
honestly,
your hand.
I think Shenmue's coming out in 2020. That's what I'm thinking, man.
Yeah.
You don't know anything about it. That's what I'm thinking.
We be lucky when we don't get shot.
All right, everybody. Questions. That's come on, y'all. Let's get some questions. I know y'all got some questions out there in the chat. Come on, y'all. Some questions.
Why you don't have that many thumb downs on your video? You know they came and attacked my ass too.
Oh,
it only lasted a couple of days. It only lasted a couple of days. I think somebody caught on to it. It lasted a couple of days.
The last podcast you was on, you asked for it. You said, "No, come to my channel, thumbs up."
They hit my ass tough.
You asked for it.
They came
that means
I made a video.
That dude went to my channel, Reel's channel, Nick's channel, and 100's channel. That dude has too much time on his hands.
Hell yeah.
I don't see it happening
with
no
like 40 fake accounts each time. So that's 40, 60, 80, 120 times.
This dude got no job.
Man,
that you was on 100 weeks ago. I had over 30 dislikes before I even pushed to start broadcast, but we weren't even live on air, and I had over 30 dislikes.
No, the person had to go on my video because at the time that I had the video on, I had like 45 up and like 2 already and 2 down. I get up the next morning, it was down their odds. It was like 60 up, 55 down. I said, I asked for it. This mother damn. But I heard that you can use it's like a botting service. You can do it.
Oh, really?
Like you just load it in and you can hit it, and that's how they hitting us.
Oh, maybe that's what he's doing.
Yeah,
Either
that's
way,
how it's
whatever.
you make all these accounts and then you just make the program do it. Because I can do it with my when I advertise on Craigslist, I have a bot that can do it for me while I'm asleep. So it'll bot, you know what I'm saying, for everybody for me. So as long as I link my accounts, it'll do my ads for me. So I don't know why they do it, but I guess YouTube caught on to that shit because that shit is gone.
All right. We got a few
Here's
questions.
a question. Do you think in 2 years' time you will start seeing exclusive games for the PS4 Pro, and the Scorpio?
Never.
You don't think so?
The way that they are holding back the frame rates, I don't think so, because they got these games running the same, so wouldn't
exclusive titles probably not, but I think eventually the Xbox One and the standard PS4 will get phased out, and then the Xbox One S will get phased out as technology progresses over the years, because they'll simply just not be able to handle the games anymore. And then the Xbox One Scorpio will be the base console, and we'll have like Scorpio 2.
Well, if the PS4 Pro and the Scorpio CPU was a lot more than the standard, then I can see it. But if they're gonna basically, if it's gonna stay the same, well, actually the PS4 Pro is gonna stay the same. But with the Scorpio, if it's gonna be more, it's gonna be a different CPU, a higher. Then it's gonna be kind of hard trying to basically have this game, run the same as this, because this game is far superior. And it's gonna be to a point that they're gonna have to make exclusive games for this, or maybe just phase the other one out because it just can't hang anymore. That's basically what I think about that. But if they got the same CPUs, then I don't see it shouldn't be no big of a deal to have exclusives on it. Should be the same. That's what I'm thinking.
We'll see.
Any more? NX will be revealed at the Tokyo Game Show. I don't know, man, because Tokyo Game Show, that's gonna be like late night, ain't it? Something like the early morning, whatever.
How hype are you for the Tokyo Game Show? I'll be asleep.
I'll answer that one.
Go ahead.
I feel like that's no longer an option for Nintendo. And the reason why is kind of what we were talking about earlier at the beginning of the podcast. Like, Nintendo right now is in a rough patch, but they're getting a lot of success not only from the 3DS, but from mobile. And as you know, 9 times out of 10, the first market they try to appease is Japan than the rest of the world. By making more attractive games on a mobile platform and them being a success, which makes them look more respectable in the Japanese eyes, I feel like that's more of their focus right now. I feel like NX is on the back burner, which is weird considering it's a console, but I feel like that's more the direction they're going right now.
Oh, okay. Big Pooh said, "Can Active Sin verbally destroyed Metro Prime Federation Force last night?" What?
You want to hear about the sales again? Sure, let's talk about the sales again. So, Metroid Prime Federation Force. Well, let's quickly go into it, I guess. Metroid Prime Federation Force, of course, only sold 4,000 copies in Japan on its first week, making it number 20 in the top 20 games, which is pathetic. It's a flop. That's only 10% of the first week sales of Metroid Other M. So just think about that for a second. 10% of what Metroid Other M sold in its first week in Japan. That's a flop. That's a bomb. That's garbage. Anyone who tells you otherwise is a retard. And then we found out recently that Metroid Prime Federation Flop also flopped in Europe. It came in number 15 on the top 15 games, so it came in last place. And that was behind Mario Kart 7, a game that's 5 years old. So that's pretty crazy. That's terrible. It's a flop and it's garbage. And Nintendo deserves it because they had so many hints that their fan base didn't want the game. You could see the passion in Real's eyes when he's holding up those Metroid Prime games. He loves Metroid, and they fucked him. They gave him some garbage, and they deserve it. They deserve every single fan that thumbed their video down. They deserve every single fan that didn't buy that game, because that's what you get when you make a product nobody wants. I'm sorry, Nintendo, but it's your own fault. Here you go, buddy.
Yep.
By the way, before we leave tonight, we're 1 like away from 30.
Holy.
You give us 30 likes, I will give you an old school freestyle real quick. Straight.
Oh,
Hey, y'all read about the Tokyo Game Show? Over there right now, they're about 12 hours ahead of us.
Yeah, we'll all be asleep.
Yeah, that's basically.
No, they'll sleep.
Somebody want to know. Do I think Nate Bullock? He want to know if I think the NX going to get revealed at the Tokyo Game Show. I don't honestly. If Nintendo would play it smart, knowing that majority of their consumers is out here in the States or in Europe, they need to put it to where we can all see it. You know.
I think they're gonna do a direct just.
Hey, real, we got 33. I got to do it, bruh. 34. I got to do it, bruh. All right, so this is gonna be real quick, real simple, real sweet. Here we go. Yo. Shoot so hard, bullet go through the window and knock your brain out. You think you iced out? Turn the lights off and take the jewels out. Then you really be iced out.
Oh damn.
Whoa.
Oh, you got crickets!
You know, I was just fucking with you, man. That was cool. All right, any more questions out there, man? Do you guys think Nintendo the NX Nintendo games should look like Pixar movies? That's coming from Matthew Pikes. It does like Pixar.
It's pretty
Mario
close
Kart 7.
now. I would hope they can.
Mario Kart 7 looks like a damn Pixar freaking game.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You talking about make a movie, a Pixar movie? Is that what he's talking about?
I think he means pixel quality like games, like the same kind of quality that the Mario 3D World was pretty close. But I think they can do it this gen, maybe. I don't know. Hopefully they should.
Andrew Jackson, he said something about Cyberpunk 2077. Any news? Anybody know anything about that? I don't know anything about that.
The last thing I saw about that is that their team is bigger than the Witcher 3 team, so that's good. But they didn't say when it's coming out though.
All right. This comes from Darth Vader. He's I guess it's for me. I own a PS4 standard. Should I upgrade to the PS4 Pro? Also, I don't have a 4K TV. So yes, a LED TV. My opinions to you. It depends on if you want that little extra power. You know, like I said, it's 4.2 teraflops. It's going to be double the power of the PS4. Of course, you get a little bit more storage. It's 1 teraflops, but of course, with the introduction of HDR to it, it's going to be more. You know, it's going to take up more space. So you're still going to need to buy another external hard drive. But it depends on you if you want a little bit better power. But if you're more of a frame rates person, you know, then I would say stick with the standard. But if you want a little bit more power, then get it. Try to sell. Don't trade it in because you ain't gonna never get the value of it. GameStop or whatever you go to, only give you like maybe $100 or $150. I advise you to trade it in, not trade it in, I'll sell it so you get at least $200, $250. Then if you get at least $200, then yes, I'd say get it. You know, don't get the PlayStation 4 Pro. Don't trade it in because you ain't gonna get the money that you want. If you want to go on Craigslist, do not meet nobody at their house or have them come to your house. Go in public, and if they want to know if your game works. Get your phone and video record you playing your game, so that you can have actual proof that it works, and send it to them. Then y'all can meet in public. Craigslist is dangerous, man. It's dangerous, but that's the most thing. That's probably why I can't advise you Craigslist, because that's what you get the most of your money. But I don't know. My opinions. I said that I know a lot of these guys that's in this chat, in this podcast. I know they look different with me. Some of them think that's not worth $400, but it's double the power of the standard PlayStation 4. It's double. You get 1 terabyte storage, in which it did not come with on the launch PlayStation 4. So I thought it was a good deal. It was a really good price. Like I say, it just depends on you. I say get it, but if you skeptical, just wait, man. Or just it's however. But if you want the most powerful console, just wait on the Scorpio. It depends. Depends on your preference. If you're more of a PlayStation fan or more of an Xbox fan, it just really depends on you. But I'm getting it because I'm rich. That's what everybody said. That's what everybody said in this podcast. They said I'm rich for some reason.
You are.
Daddy
look at all those consoles behind you. You bought all those consoles in like a week.
Yeah, Daddy Warbucks.
You actually gonna get this thing? Are you actually going to dissect the thing for what it's worth?
No.
If I get it,
yeah.
Am I going to dissect it as far as what, like breaking it down, or what are we talking about?
Breaking it down, like you you gonna let your followers know like this is a piece of shit, or?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna play. I'm gonna let everybody know. I'm gonna play it and everything, and see if it's worth it or not. But first of all, if I'm gonna get the maximize, potential, from this console, I got to give me another TV. I got a 1080p TV. But I'm gonna try to get a HDR 4K TVs. I'm trying to get one of the best TVs out there, so I can actually do a comparisons whenever I put it on my.
One of the top TV. Ones. You should get a Samsung 8000 series.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do that. If y'all want me to do a little comparisons video, I will get both of my TVs, my 1080p and my 4K, whenever I buy it, and I'm gonna see if it's actually worth it. Then yes, I'm gonna say it right now. We're live. I will do it. I will do it for y'all guys.
Yo, that's how you know Real is rich, though.
Exactly.
A good day for him is spending unnecessary money. A good day for me is 2 games on Steam sale and grocery shopping.
Oh damn.
Oh no. I've been on a gaming binge. I've been buying shit. I didn't bought indies. I get a good price. I buy them. I don't know. Mess with my boy Tax. He's from Houston. We've been going head to head buying games. I'm about to actually purchase the new Pac-Man Championship 2. I don't want to, but I'm going to hit that buy button.
No, those games are actually fun. The championships, those are fun. I like those.
The Pac-Man 365 is good. I play that when I've got something downloading and I'm waiting for it to download. I'm like, please come on, and then I play that. But that's pretty fun. And Pac-Man, but the game, an indie game that surprised me and a lot of people don't know about is this game called Valley. You guys need to check it out. I don't know if you want to pay $20 for it. If it go down to 15 or 10, you need to pick it up. The game graphically looks beautiful. It kind of reminds me of Mirror Edge with a twist.
Yeah. Okay, there's a couple more questions here. Here's one from 76ers Legend. Which has a better frame rate, Xbox One S or the PS4 Pro? Kind of confused.
What?
I'll answer that one.
Go ahead.
To be honest, we haven't got a definitive answer from either company. However, from what they told us so far, it sounds like frame rate is the same on both of them.
Yeah.
Because we were already told that frame rates aren't going to be better on the PS4 Pro, and we were already told as far as the Xbox Scorpio that is based on what the developers are going to do as far as frame rate. And I mean, we get all the same games that PS4 and Xbox get, with the exception of Nintendo, and the frame rate's always boosted up on PC. So to me, it doesn't sound like they did anything to bring it up from what they already gave us the information.
They have zero interest in giving you a good frame rate, which is ridiculous.
All right, let's take 2 more questions. We're gonna end it. 2 more questions.
I don't really see anything else here.
Will we get a Real Gamer podcast, Slim?
This is the Slim. Normally there's 10 people on here.
No. This is the normal.
Hey, it ain't Slim unless we give it to him in 30 FPS on YouTube.
Oh, damn.
Come on. There has to be a couple more questions. Come on, y'all. Come on.
They're watching the football game.
Oh, we got a question from Faye James. Then what's the point to upgrade if the FPS is no different? And that's honestly what we've been talking about all night. To me, there is no difference. Like, double the power for the PS4 Pro, it's only the GPU. You're not getting the updated frame rate.
That's what I was talking about. Like, how is it possible with this new console that it can't even run fucking Rise of the Tomb Raider in 1080p locked at 60? Like, what is the point of this thing?
We didn't even get any processor specs, which means the processor probably isn't stronger.
It's the same processor. All they did was like overclock it. That's the problem.
Yep.
It's the same Jaguar.
Yeah, they upgraded the GPU, but the CPU is the same one, which is a mistake, I think.
All right, let's take one more question. We're gonna end it tonight, guys. One more.
Okay, that's not even a question there, Dr. Blue.
Blue.
question for you. Do you think companies will abandon the PS4 OG and Xbox One S in a couple of years?
I think that Microsoft and Sony made it clear that they're not leaving nobody behind, because you look at the install base right now, 40+ million on the PlayStation 4 and the 20+ million on Xbox One. Let's say in a couple of years the PlayStation 4 Pro only sells like, let's say, 5 or 6 million, and the Scorpios sell probably about the same, 5 or 6 million. It'd be kind of stupid to basically alienate the 40+ and the 20+ million, just for a few million. It doesn't make sense. So that would be a bad move on Sony and Microsoft.
Eventually it is gonna happen. Eventually, the hardware just won't be able to handle it, and they're gonna move on.
Yeah, that's probably why they're phasing out. That's why Microsoft is phasing out the OG Xbox, the original.
Yeah, I would expect 5 years out of the Xbox One S before it starts to get phased, but not like 2 years though.
All right, is that it? Is that it?
What is this? Nate has a question. He said answer mine, but I don't see his question.
Nate Bullock? He said answer mine. I don't know your question.
Dr. Blue got a good question. Should we all switch to PC and get over it? I'll answer this one as a PC gamer. Okay, I'm gonna say the realest thing you've probably heard all night. And the real answer is, as good as PC is, we shouldn't all switch to PC. And here's why. And I know you're shocked that I said that. The reason you don't want everyone to switch to PC is because, like any business in the world, you need competition. So if everyone switched to PC, Steam would be more of a monopoly than it is, and they would probably start doing unfair practices. Right now, they're good because they have competition. So we need to keep Steam in check. I love Steam, but if they're not in check, they'll go crazy too.
That's true.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna do this one last question to Nate Bullock. I did find your question. I had to scroll up. Do you think PS4 Pro videos showed yesterday were the same from E3, just in upscale 4K?
That's probably.
Yes.
I don't think they were gonna go get new footage. It's probably the same footage.
Yeah, it has to be from E3. Matter of fact, whenever we was watching E3, we was like, "This is not the standard PlayStation."
Oh yeah, that shit we saw at E3 with Horizon and stuff. That was on the Pro. That wasn't with the standard PS4, especially with God of War.
That was Neo. Right that time. Horizon, Spider-Man, Days Gone. That was nothing but Neo, or right now it's called Pro. So yeah, that was not.
There's no way the standard PS4 is gonna have God of War looking that good and running that well.
Yeah,
not happening.
That looks so beautiful, man. That looked beautiful. But yeah, man, that's it tonight, man. We passed the 2-hour mark, man. We had a good show, hell of a show. Hopefully, the 40+ viewers that's been viewing all through the podcast will come back next week. We'll do it again next week. We always have fun. We talk about everything Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony. We have fun. We crack on each other all the time. We don't have a favorite partner today, Mr. Squidward. I mean, Mr. Gamer Nick. But man, Gamer Nick, he's pretty cool. Man. I like Gamer Nick. But yeah, man, come back next week, next Thursday, same time, 7:30 Central Time. We usually go about a couple of hours. Then at the end of the podcast, we do questions. So if you're new to this podcast, we always interact with y'all every week. We talk with y'all. We talk to y'all. We got questions for you. We answer it. We give you shout outs. And before we go into our outros, I'm gonna give shout outs. My list had got longer, and basically, if y'all see this, I don't know if y'all can see it. I got a lot of names to call out. I don't think I ever had these many names because I tried to stay. I try to keep up on who's in the chat. Let me go ahead and start over. Dave J, Matthew Pipes, Neil Aranda, EJ Johnston, Winford Lawrence, GU King of Heart, Danny Ingram, Saber V1, Ghost Geist, Xander EXM, Ira Ildrich, Nate Bullock, Sinister 18, Link the Legendary Hero, Gaggy Fan, Faye James, J Will 2K4, Russia Good, King Gamer Arthur, Muhammad Rafa, Arua Poseidon, C Fine Coco, Big Pooh, Black Asian, Pro Gamer Pure, Mark James, Pierre, Equal Dix, okay, that's
he ain't say no homo. Hashtag real game.
Nick Knack, Andrew Jackson, Nintendo Ultra, what's up? Shane Crosby, the one named Shadows, See more butts. Okay. Rex 444 Ballistic X Production Tom Crow. Crow, okay. I think I know who that Crow person is because I blocked a person named Crow before. You know what? I'm gonna get to that later. C Carter, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. C Carter, Ratton Warns, the one that, okay, yeah, I got him. Callie Doobie, hopefully I got that right. Bryson Yarbrough, Punisher Revenge, Lou Wick, Titanium, Skull 76ers fan. Pray for your life, and Darth Vader. If I didn't call your name, I really apologize. I try to keep up with everybody in the chat. You know, as I'm doing this live and everything, I try to write down who's in the chat. I know some of y'all don't like to be in the chat. Y'all just like to listen. I really appreciate your support. You know, but you know, if you got questions, man, just interact with us, man. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk to you, man. I love to interact with y'all. But we about to close out. Had a really good show. I really appreciate all y'all support. Every Thursday we do this podcast every Thursday, and let's don't forget Alex's podcast, the Dead of Sin podcast, every Wednesday on this channel. I will leave everybody's channels in the link of the description below. Please come back like 20 minutes after this podcast is over because it takes time to upload this because this is like an over 2-hour podcast. It takes a little bit of time, so come back. Subscribe to these folks. Everybody's channels will be in the link in the description. Please subscribe to everybody. Not subscribe to me. Please subscribe to me. Follow me on Google+, Twitter, Facebook. It's all going to be in the link in the description below. And after that, let's go ahead and get to our outro. Starting with you, Alex.
All right, what's going on, people? Active Sin here. We had a lot of stuff to talk about from the world of Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony. Xbox One S is still great value. PS4 Slim is complete garbage. And the PS4 Pro is not what it should have been, and it's kind of a disappointment. But yeah, tune in next week. Next Wednesday will be the Den of Sin, and next Thursday will be, of course, the Real Talk with the Real Gamer. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'll do an outro for Nick too. Hey guys, Gamer Nick here. I hope you like getting fucked by Sony all generation and by Microsoft. There's only one gaming company worth getting, and that's Nintendo. The only company that gives you the greatest console ever, the Wii U, with months on months on months of droughts, so you can focus on how great Nintendo is. So yeah, Nintendo's the best. And yeah, that's it, Gamer Nick.
Oh damn. All right, let's go with you, Jay.
What's up, everybody? This is JDauntless. Came here to stir up a little drama about the PlayStation 4 Pro, and it was fun. Thank you.
All right, I didn't forget you, Chariot Man 7. I forgot to call you name. I'm sorry, man, Chariot Man. I'm not sure if I call Black Asian, but I really appreciate all of y'all. If I didn't call your name, Dr. Blue. I don't think I called your name, Dr. Blue. What's up, man? Yeah, I think I got everybody else. Let's go with you. Did I got you, Jay?
Yep.
Okay. Let's go with you, Mr. Hunt.
What's up, y'all? This is 100 from Intro Media Gaming. Go follow my club, Intro Media Gaming, on Xbox One. We'll start doing gaming nights. I've been rocking out with my subscribers lately. Been having real good fun. You can catch me on Twitter. You can catch me on YouTube. You can't catch me on Facebook, never, because I don't have that shit. You can catch me on Google+. And this heard Microsoft acquired the rights to Titanfall 2. I still ain't buying that shit.
Yeah. Oh man, we should have talked about that. Damn.
Not too late now. I gotta go.
I'm gonna see that for next week.
Oh yeah,
I didn't see
next
that.
week, guys. All right, Mr. Hunter. Let's go with you, Mr. Retro Bro.
What's up, YouTube? Retro Bro here. Had a lot of fun tonight. I was a little buzzed from little drinks. Pretty interesting. Also, for those of you in the chat saying that Apple sucks, we actually have an official name for Apple fanboys. We are now delegating them the name Fruits.
Yep.
Yep.
But thanks for having me. Let's have a lot of fun.
Our last but not least is go with you, Mr. Sinister Tar Heel.
Yeah, what's happening? Some Tar Heel here. Jordan, going and grilling on Sony and everything. But enjoyed the time on the Real Talk with the Real Gamer, and hope to be back on the game, the Den of Sin next week.
All right, appreciate you for coming, man. Hey, there's another guy call himself the Real Gamer in the chat. Real Gamer J, man. What's up, man? You're late, man. Really appreciate your support, man. Yeah, I found another Real Gamer in the community.
Amazing.
Amazing. So, yeah, we ought to get him on since he's a real gamer. But anyway, that's everybody. Like I say, man, everybody's channels will be in the link of the description below. Like I said, come back 20, 25, maybe 30 minutes until this podcast is completely done uploading this channel. It takes a while, especially if it's over 2 hours. Come back, subscribe to everybody, and drop a like if you haven't liked. Drop a subscribe, in the subscription box. And every Thursday I do this. We have fun, man. So I really appreciate everybody. I would like for y'all to come back next week and so forth. Let's grow this show. If you got some other people that want to find some people that talks about just gaming period. We only talk about Xbox. We only talk about PlayStation or Nintendo. We talk about all of it. This is not a fanboy channel. We talk about all of it. So if y'all are real gamers like us, come back and join us next week. And after that, my podcast is over. Peace out.
All right. See you later.